And welcome back to Scab Talk, everyone. Today's episode, we're going to be covering very briefly some Tarkov news recap before we talk about the big thing in the extraction shooter space, that being Arc Raiders, which came out a couple days ago. We've had our chance to play it. Got a lot of stuff to talk about there. Tons of topics, such as Arc Raider peaks at 35k, sorry, 350k, quality of life changes like to see, Shields PvE and weapons, 30 hours or 300-hour game, and finally PvE only.
Excellent. We'll get into all of that. We'll quickly whiz through the Tarkov bits and pieces. So I was thinking before, like, is there anything really? Like, the guys have just been at the Paris Games Show, really, so it's not been a huge amount. But there's been some stuff since we last spoke. First things being there was an arena patch that they put through, mostly to do with the battle pass stuff. But this was kind of like a movement fix. We were waiting last week for that because the movement felt really awful in arena, and with Arc as well. I've really not been playing much arena. It was just painful to play. The main thing that they've changed here is they've actually fixed those in-ears.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so since the initial configuration of the Peltor TEP 300 has been completed to create a unique sound profile, future updates will include additional tweaking to take into account equipment being worn. And I haven't actually tested them yet, but I saw a post from HyperRoute saying that they're muffled when you put the Altin on over the top of the TEP. So it is different, and I think it does help, but it does seem to at least, I mean, they say they're going to do something else to it too, but it already seems to take into account the helmet a bit.
Okay.
So better, maybe not completely broken, if they want to keep them in the game. So we'll see how that goes. But
they really want to keep
making some steps.
Arena exclusive item, huh? Okay. All right.
Seem to be for now. So yeah, we'll see. Few other bits and pieces to the movement. So remove the delay and additional jump force restrictions that were introduced, reduce the penalty for leaning speed, fix multiple character control issues, which is character couldn't start sprinting after sharp turning by more than 90 degrees when sprinting was interrupted upon landing with a jump. Wouldn't respond to inputs using continuous mode for aiming, movement, sprinting. Issues with character exiting aiming mode and turning, and pressing sprint while using continuous mode. I don't know if this is going to fix. I mean, it says here fixed an issue with key press priority between sprinting and aiming in various situations. This may well. There's a weird thing where I'm not even sure exactly how you do it. It's if you ADS too quickly after sprinting or something, you manage to lock it halfway through the animation and end up you can sprint. It's if you sprint and then ADS and then sprint again, or some weird combination. I was able to recreate it every time, but I can't remember exactly what the combination was now.
Yeah.
You could end up sprinting with the ADS zoom on, which is really weird. So it's as if your gun is in ADS, but you're just sprinting. It's really strange. So I'll have to go and check and see if that's better. But yeah, they've fixed the movement supposedly and made some changes to this TEP 300, which is a good start. The main post that we've had from Nikita this week was this guy here. Escape from Tarkov has gone gold. The final version is complete. Production is finished. The final countdown to release has begun. Years of hard work, testing, and refinement have peaked to result in the result that we've all been waiting for. For us, this is more than just a date on the calendar. It's a symbol of the journey. We've traveled together with community. Thank you for your unwavering support and feedback over the 10 years. So this thing, I was a bit confused because I never really heard this term before. I thought it was something to do with music, where I think it's 500,000 sales or something like this. And I was oh, maybe they've sold that many copies. But I looked it up, and apparently it's something to do with the final master record. It was some old game production thing. You'd have the final copy. I'm not sure which format, and that would be some gold disc or whatever that you'd use to print the others or something like that. Some kind of finalized master record, something like that. So the implication is that the game is done.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because they've got a bit of time, right? I don't know if they're going to be partying for 2 weeks, so we'll see. Maybe they are still polishing a few bits. Maybe it's just a kind of theoretical gone gold. It's not just okay, this is it. We're not going to change it for 2 weeks. Maybe they'll just I mean, it's good to have a bit of lead time, right? If they can just play it for a bit, see if there's any other bugs, and do their day zero patch themselves. I mean, it's hard to test this stuff, but I'm assuming that's probably what they're going to be doing. It's quite funny. It's just lots of people. I bet the audio still sucks, so the game is still optimized. And Nikita's just thank you for the support. Which is great. So it looks like it's all on track. I mean, we're on track to release. But it doesn't seem to be anything that's in the way at the moment, unless there's some unforeseen last minute breakage or whatever. It seems like we'll be good to go. So that's pretty cool. The only other thing from Nikita himself was he asked a question of PvE people. So he said, a question for PvE players, a reminder, you'll need to wipe your PvE profile to have the option to complete the game mode in PvE. But this self-wipe isn't mandatory. You can continue to progress on the current PvE profile, but you'll not be able to complete the game and receive an ending and so on. So question for the PvE people, will you wipe your account on the release to start it over? He didn't do a poll or anything, so it's kind of hard to know kind of what the overall kind of consensus is. Most people, if you'd like read through, most people are saying yes. It looks something along the lines of like, I don't know, maybe 2/3 saying yes and a third saying no. Maybe a little more saying yes, like 3/4 or something. But there's definitely some people saying like, no, I'm not going to wipe. You know, I'm happy just playing it the way where it is. Those people they might change their mind after a bit.
So it's basically the way Nikita's handling is like, okay, if you want to experience the new content on PvE, then you need to wipe your account. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
And I thought originally, I mean, partly you could say, well, that could just be to do with the fact that, you know, they don't want people to spoil and stuff like that, which I kind of agreed originally. Originally I was just like, yes, this is absolutely necessary, whatever. I kind of softened my stance a little bit and was sort of like, well, you know, maybe they could give a timer, say like, you know, after a month, then it could be released on PvE, because that would probably be enough, or maybe 2 months. It depends on how much content they think there is before people get to the end game. Because once one person gets there on PvP, everyone will know kind of what the deal is. And I guess there are different endings though, so there's still stuff to explore. But maybe like even like 3 months or whatever, and then like a PvE could do it. That meant that that would give you the option if you didn't want to wipe. Like you could wipe if you wanted to. If you didn't want to, you could wait 3 months and then keep your account and then have it added. But in the replies below, one of the guys said, "No, I won't be wiping. Just time gate it to avoid spoilers," which is what I was just saying. But Nikita said, "Wipe is technically needed." So there's enough changes, which I mean is understandable, right? It's basically like a year's worth of content because they didn't really do anything for the last one. They just tweaked dials. So we've got a year's worth of content to shove into the game with all the storyline and cutscenes and whatever else is coming. So it's not really surprising that they need a wipe to update the game. Like they wouldn't be able to do it with what they've got in right now. That we could, you know, things that don't mesh or whatever. So, you know, that's just kind of the way it is. So, yeah. So you're basically going to have to wipe if you want to play the PvE endgame. And it doesn't seem like a time gate style mechanism is coming. Which, if it was not technical, then I think that would be sensible on some time frame. But doesn't look like it. Nikita said that it's kind of required. So there you go. Don't hold out your hope for it. It'll be annoying though if in 3 months' time they're just like, oh yeah, we've added a time gate for all those PvE people who didn't want to wipe, and all those people who did wipe will just be like, oh, you know.
Oh yeah, that'd be
spent
awful.
Like nearly 2 years or whatever. So I hope that they just stick to this, and they just got to stick to whatever they're going to say. You know, they either decide yes and then let people do it, or no, like they've said, and then stick to it because that'll be just crazy otherwise. So yeah, so Tarkov 1.0 is basically not this Saturday, but the Saturday after, which is pretty insane. We've never been so close to. I think the last time we had a release this big was the Streets release. I think
probably. I don't know,
because people were hyped for Streets forever. That was a big patch in the mentality of the player base. It was unfortunate. It was an unmitigated disaster. But...
that's the thing. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I'm personally just not really all that keen on 1.0. Like, I'm gonna like basically see what people are doing and like see what it is, and like it's gonna be purely vibes based for me right now. Because I mean, like you said, Streets was like so hyped up by not only BSG but the community and like a lot of BSG, and then it just like comes out and it's like, okay, like there's so cool stuff here for sure, but also like this is unplayable hot garbage, you know? Like I literally stopped playing the wipe for. I just didn't skip the wipe because I'm like, well, this is the thing that you offered me was this big experience. Like this is the big new content, and it's basically unplayable. To the point where it's just like it's so frustrating to play. It's just not even because I mean, it wasn't all. It's not entirely true. They did some audio changes, which like really hampered the experience further. But you had like invisible players. I mean, the map was like your frames were just like awful. I mean, it was just like Stutter City. I mean, it was just not fun. And that was before the expansion. So it's just like, I
Yeah, you
don't
think it's
know.
bad now? Like, should have seen it when it first came out. Holy shit.
So like my expectations are very low. You know?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm just like I've said for a good 2 years on this. I'm nervous about the amount of content coming that is untested and untested by the community. They can test it as many times as they like in house. They can have QA do various things, but until you get 500,000 people in on it to see what it's like, you're just not going to be able to catch all of the stuff. And some of the things that have slipped through in the past have been like really fundamental things that you would imagine that surely somebody thought of or caught or whatever. So I'm a bit worried about that, but
Yeah.
just got to let them
We'll
get on
see.
with it and see what
Yeah,
happens.
that's the
And
thing,
yeah,
right?
exactly. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. So yeah, I mean, we're going to probably have one more cast before 1.0, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to be hitting that hard. So in the meanwhile, I'm trying to play as much Arc as I can, because once 1.0 hits, I'm going to be taking a break from it for at least, probably 2 weeks at least, the very, very least.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's almost like so it's actually kind of like tiring a bit in some ways. I mean, I'm enjoying myself, but it's kind of like a mini wipe for Arc. I'm like trying to make some content out of Arc because I think it's a great game, and
Yeah.
and then we got 1.0 afterwards. I'm already tired thinking about it. Like this next month is going to be crazy. It's going to be good though. It's going to be good because actually the last 3 months have been really tough as a creator to make anything out of EFT because people are just not very interested in what's happening. Like you can make
Yeah.
some fun stuff, but it's just much harder to make anything work, and because people are just less interested in the game, and there's not anything new in there. So it's just that you have to be a bit more creative and a bit more up hills
The
battles.
calm
So
before
it's
the storm.
yeah, it's just nice that we've had something new. Um, so yeah, I mean, let's move on straight away to Arc then. First 10 minutes on the FT, and we'll just see what happens. But yeah, we've been playing Arc. We actually played a bit together as well, which is
Yeah.
pretty fun. So like, how have you found it so far? Then what's your because I don't yeah last time we played the test, hadn't we? And then one point, well, the release version was Thursday, I think, the 30th. So that was like 4 days ago. So you had a little bit of time to decompress. What are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, it's more of the same. Like it's a good game, you know? I mean, I don't know, the new maps, or new map rather is very good. I think it's what's called Blue Gate. It's a very big
Yeah,
map.
was that not in the test? Is this completely new to everybody?
New to me anyways. It wasn't in the technical test 2 that I
Okay.
played however many moons ago. Um and yeah, that map's really good. I mean, it's very big, very hilly, greenery, lots of arc. Lots of arc. Oh my god, is there a lot of arc on that map? That map is crazy, by the way, like in terms of like arc and PvP, but it's a really fun map. And one thing that I really appreciate about, and I think to a certain extent it's intentional. I mean, it definitely is for sure. But because due to like the lore and sort of like the narrative of the game, where you versus your raiders versus the arc, and you gotta your raiders are humans shut underground, arcs are like these bots above ground that rule, and you gotta go up to the surface and scavenge for stuff. And within like the marketing, it's like kind of like down in Speranza we're all banding together, but up top it's like, do you trust a raider? You wouldn't kill a raider, would you? So I like that because a lot of the solo play, a lot of people are much more willing to cooperate. Um,
Yeah.
and like they give you a lot of sandbox stuff to like. That's another way I think about the game. But before I jump on that tangent, sandbox stuff such as like obviously you got VoIP. Second you got like the emote wheel, which like
Mm.
hard bound to top, bottom, left, right. It's got the classic like 8 directional emote wheel thing. Um, you got like, what is it? You want to team up, hold your fire, and yes and no, I think, or something. So you could like just like base game. It's like you got a lot of,
Yeah.
and like when you do those emotes, you like shout and like echoes and carries across stuff. Like it's very
It's very loud, yeah.
yeah. Um, so it's very handy because you can, you know, I haven't really had anyone like betray me in that sense where it's like, hey, you want to be friendly? Like, yeah, yeah. Everyone's been pretty like usually if they're VoIPing or doing that, it's usually a good sign. And it's fun because you get to go on like adventures of like a random person, and it's like I mean I had one where they were doing the caches. They're trying to find the caches on Blue Gate
Oh, yeah.
because the cycling event for or condition, whatever you want to call it, was like raider caches have been rigged to explode, but there's extra valuables in them or something. So he was trying to find them. And I was like, yeah, let's go hunting for them. We didn't find any, but we like encountered another player and like helped them fight some arc, and then we went further up north, circling. We're basically circling the outside of the map, and someone shot at me because we kind of like split up just a little bit. And so I was fighting this guy, and I was like, "Oh, you done messed up now. My buddy's coming to get you. He's behind the rock. He's behind the rock." And then that made him like panic a little bit. So then I was able to kill him and went to loot him, and he had like this kitted out Osprey. I was like, "What is this guy doing?"
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's funny too because he was like, "Oh man, I got gear diff, GG's, bro, GG's, bro." And I'm like, "Bro, what? You got this Osprey that's kitted out? I got like this little like what did I have? I think I had I don't remember. Anyways,
Something pretty basic.
yeah, yeah. I might have had the Anvil, but nevertheless, yeah. But then we like reconvened and it's like, "Look what he had," dropped out. He was like, "Oh, that's so cool." So we had to get out. It was a lot of fun. And I don't know, just like these random adventures you can go on. I like the marketing that they call it. They call it like an extraction adventure multiplayer online experience. Very like marketing buzzword, but I feel like it's actually pretty on point because there's like so many sandbox items within the game. Like all these
Yeah.
little like things you can do. Loot has like it's not just loot, it's like more than like the freaking rocket fuel. You can literally throw it. It's like a giant like propane tank. You can like yeet it, and it says if you shoot it explode. It's got like stats for it, like X damage, X radius, and it's like it's a loot item, but you can like interact with it. And there's like tons of stuff. There's so much stuff in there, and I think that really goes a long way in like allowing you to interact in the world in a more interesting way than like shoot player, or like shoot
Mm.
enemy. It's just there's a lot to the game to enjoy. Like the looting. For me, it's like AI looting and the sandbox. Those are like the top three things for me that just make the experience so complete. Because the looting for me is just so good. Like being able to
It
like
is.
loot stuff, have it be useful, and then break it down to base components, and then craft stuff in the raid to something, or just stack items. Like it, so satisfying.
Yeah, it is good. It is very, very satisfying. Like all of those in-raid items are awesome. Like we're starting to see now, after a couple of days, whatever, people like starting to do stuff, use the tools properly.
I've
Things
seen the
like
rat tech.
you know, you got the stack rat attack clips coming out now, where people have got the what are they called? Like trigger mines, I
Yeah,
think, and you put
yeah.
those on the button. So people like run in, they're gonna go and press the button, it's boom, and blow up at the button to call the lift and stuff like that, which is pretty funny. So that's those things are beginning. But yeah, there's just like a lot to do. I saw somebody kill a leaper by stacking up like 7 wasp drivers on the floor and then luring
Mm,
the leaper
yeah, that was
over. Like it
clever.
leaps over and he like steps out the way and just boom, and shoots it, and they all blow up because they're the same as the canisters. Like you throw them and then they explode once they're shot, which means that you can like it's good actually, because I was just like, oh, that makes them like really annoying. You want something, you throw it and it explodes. But if you're setting up a trap, like you actually don't want that to happen, right? It's
Yeah,
like, well, you can't use like 7 fireball burners in one go because you have to
yeah,
throw each one.
yeah.
Whereas if you can like set up 7 wasp drivers in on the floor and then shoot it and then they'll all go off. Like, oh, that's actually there's something there to the utility there. So there's just like so many of these sandboxy things, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I've had a few interesting moments with the with the VoIP, I've not had much on solo myself. Actually, I think we've talking about like the differences between EU and US, and like a lot of people maybe a bit more friendly on US than on EU. We're kind of separated like culturally, language barrier, and
That's
people
true.
are just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
less. I don't know. We just seem less likely to team up. I mean, people will do. I know Friendly Guy goes out of his way to speak to everybody, and he said like overwhelmingly people have been friendly, and
Mm-hmm.
it's actually almost like made the game a bit boring for him because it's like he's just like, yeah, it's basically just like a shopping simulator with when there's a few angry robots because everybody's like incentivized just to take stuff out of the game. So it's like just almost too easy. But no, I've had like I was playing with an IRL friend, and we
Mm-hmm.
were playing in duos, which maybe we'll talk about, which was a bit like it is a bit brutal process playing as duos. We went into this like trio. We were running around the edge of spaceport, and I was just like, hey guys, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's up? They're like, yo, what's going on? It's like, yeah, where are you off to? Oh, we're going here. It was like, oh, well, we're going to the rocket thing. They're just like, okay, we're not going the same way. All right, you will just pass each other by. Like it's all good. Good luck, you know. It was just like, okay, it was like slightly tense.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like it was sort of like one of those, you know, like in The Walking Dead or something, where it's just like,
Yeah.
well, it's neither in of our interest. Like it's the beginning of the raid too. Like neither in our interest particularly to like shoot each other. We're all just gonna like use our shields and stuff and get like, you know, level 3 rattler and and a pharaoh off me, and like my mate had like just a free kit or something. It's just like, you know, but you guys are gonna get like slightly messed up and use your heals and whatever. It's like we're
Mm-hmm.
actually both incentivized to just go our separate ways, even though
Yeah.
we're kind of not like we're not friendly,
Right,
but
right.
you know, it was interesting. It was
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Um, and I quite like that. I quite like that tension. It's just like, you know, we're above ground.
Exactly. The
You know,
tension.
it's every man for himself, but it's like,
Yeah.
well, we're still all kind of on the same side. It's like there's some other threads I've seen as well on Twitter. It's like people shooting each other in the exfil, or like one guy's like tapping and guy runs in and tries to shoot, and then they both extract together. It's just like, yeah, can you imagine the conversation in the lift? You know, just like, hey bro, you want to talk about it? It's just like, no, go away. It's like both walk out to Speranza together, just like, oh yeah, everything's fine. Go. It's just funny because like it's obviously that's like hidden behind the veil of like the abstraction of the, you know, the extract process. You don't ever see that. You never see
Yeah.
Speranza really.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just like we were sort of immersed in this world, so it makes you think about like what does that mean? What does that conversation look like? Even though obviously it doesn't actually happen, right? Nothing happens, but the human part of you is just like invested in this world, being like, that's kind of a funny situation where you're like fighting the extract, but then you both get brought back.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're friends again. Like no one speaks about what happens topside kind of thing. You know what happens
Yeah.
topside stays
Stays
topside.
Yeah. That's like, oh my god, I
Yeah.
had one experience. I was sitting in a room looting, and I heard someone running, so I was like sitting in the corner, and I had my forever at the ready. They opened up the door and come in. I was like, whoa, Buster, slow your roll. And they like turn and look at me, and they had their little like, you know, rattler or whatever up, and then I panicked and I shot at them because I thought they were like, because they didn't say anything right away, and then I went to switch my my weapon, but I hit Q, which is, I don't know. I like panic. I don't know. I was actually panicking, and I threw a fireball at them as well, and that and then they were like climbing over the desk trying not to burn and stuff. And I was just like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, we're just gonna have to fight this out. It's like it's gone too far. And I shot and killed him. And he was like, bro, you're so cringe. Why'd you kill me, bro? Like, he didn't say, I gotta go. And I just left. I just left. I didn't even loot him. I just felt so bad. I was just like sheer panic that I shot at him, and it threw the fireball at him, and then I was like, fuck, I'm so far in. Like, I can't possibly try to talk this through. I know he's gonna be pissed at me and shoot at me, so it's just like, I gotta kill him. I gotta do it. And then I'm so embarrassed because he's calling me cringe and stuff, and he's like, or no, he called me a douchebag. I'm like, all right, I gotta go, man. I'm sorry.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is good.
That's messed
Oh
up.
my word. It does make for some interesting moments. I've been trying to like figure out like the sort of the whether there's some kind of like meta game around the exfil, because the exfils are like they're pretty spicy, especially when you have to run in and you have to push the button and you wait for a while, and then you have to like get back in and like type on the keyboard.
Yeah.
It's like really annoying. So people can hear it and then set up and then wait. And it's kind of like, you know,
excuse me.
You know, should you like open it up and then like plant a bomb on it in there or something? I don't know. I don't even know. Like it's just like trying to like lure people in. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it was interesting actually because I realized that if you're near the exit and you get to press the button, and there aren't any other players, you're actually pretty much good to go. Like you're actually fine because you can crawl to the exit from nearby container or whatever, and you can tap on the keyboard and get back to Speranza. You're actually fine. So can you press the button on the outside of the lift while you're downed? Or maybe you. I'm not sure if you'd have
I
enough
haven't
time.
tried. I meant to. I thought about it after the fact. I was like, oh, because I like gave up my life. I died to some bots. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, I didn't think about that, but
chat says you can.
I wouldn't be surprised if
I wonder if you have enough time. I wonder if you have enough
that's
time
the
because if
thing.
there's because the thing is if there's no player. So I died yesterday
Yeah.
in a really annoying. I played just like a solo raid, and
Hmm.
I died in a really annoying way because I was getting like I think this was the precursor to what came later on last night. But there's I was getting like crazy lag, like not, it can't even have been internet lag. Like the server was like falling apart.
Mm,
I had like both the red dial icon and I had like the packet loss thing. They were both just red, and I was like trying to move and nothing was happening, and then everything would update and like the. So anyway, I pressed the button on the lift, but there was a leaper nearby. And so then when I tried to get in, I just got like completely. Well, it saw me actually, but and then I got completely mauled. But I couldn't actually see what was happening because the
mm.
server just wasn't. It just wasn't updating with my client. So then, oh, I'm just suddenly down. I can't. I didn't even see what occurred, but I'm just down. But I was like, well, they're actually not like they kind of stop aggroing you when you're down. The bots.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like they carry on shooting you or anything. So
Right.
I was just like, well, there's nobody else here, so I could just crawl into the lift and just push the button. Like
Hmm.
I'm not actually even really that worried. Like it's only if there's
Yeah.
somebody else there that
Exactly.
there's a problem. I can actually just get out pretty much whatever. Um, so it's kind of interesting. Like it's annoying if you're the PVE is painful if you're like and the big bots are like hard if you're away from the extract. But if you're about to leave and it's only PV enemies, it's kind of like gives you a free pass really. I am intrigued to see if you. People are saying that you can do it, so do it. So yeah, I'm intrigued if I guess I wonder how much time you have because you do have quite a while while you're down. So if you press the button, you wait for the lift, and you go in, and you press the thing. I wonder how close it is. There is actually a skill
I was
that
gonna
means you take
say,
less
yeah.
damage when you're down, or like I don't. Is it less damage when you're down? There's one that's less damage when you're down. Maybe there's one which gives you longer.
I
Maybe
think
it's the
there's
same thing.
both. Yeah, I think there's both.
Hmm. So maybe that'll give you more flex. I mean, not that it really matters, I don't think, but
Yeah.
just as something to think about
Hmm.
these like the mechanics of extract. But yeah, I was just thinking about it yesterday with this leaper thing because I was just like, I was like, oh, I'm so screwed here. Like I can't control my character. I can't see what's happening. Like I'm just gonna lose. That's it.
Yeah.
But then as soon as the leaper downed me, all the stuff just was like, oh, whatever, and just like wandered off.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, just call back in.
Yeah. I mean, but it's funny because I kind of had a similar thought process and experience, and it got me in trouble once because I was at the extract and there is a rocketeer basically, and like a hornet and wasp and whatever, and I was like, whatever. If I go down the extract, no big deal. I'll just type on the keyboard and then get out that way. So I'm like, I'm currently alive, up typing on the keyboard, and next the rocketeer's firing at me, right? And then it blows me up, knocks me down, pushes me outside of the extract, but I completed the last key press
Oh
on the thing.
no!
So the gates come up and I'm trying to crawl in and it locks me out and it goes down and that's when I gave up. I just like, yep, I'm done.
Oh, I
But
see. Yeah,
I
that's
probably
horrible.
could have went and pressed the button. And I mean, I thought
Maybe,
about that in
yeah.
hindsight, but yeah, it's hard to say. But yeah,
Yeah, that's the one thing that interrupts you, doesn't it? So I'm still figuring out exactly what interrupts you because when you're typing on the thing, you can still be getting shot at, but the rocketeer definitely interrupts you because it takes you out in like one hit. So
well, see, what's weird is like, yeah, I think when it hit me, because it shot a rocket at me, it didn't actually like okay. For example, like you're typing a keyboard, I get hit by a rocket, zero animation canceling, but I get hit by the little taser off the Hornet or whatever, and it's like this like starts
yeah.
canceling animation. So it was weird. It's like the rocket actually didn't really do anything until it was enough to like fatally
Downed
injure
you.
me. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I see. I
yeah.
see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still figuring out exactly what does that, what doesn't, interrupt the animations and stuff. Yeah, the taser's pretty bad.
Yeah, the taser.
They're pretty brutal. Yeah, so no, it's certainly interesting. Where do we want to? We could kind of go any which way. Should we do? So yeah, so what quality of life stuff then? Let's talk about that. So things that you'd like to see, that because for the most part, I would say it's pretty good. There's like some just in general. There's a quick recap,
Well,
right? Like the fact that you get into raid instantaneously is like quality of life in and of itself. There's Commander Fleming in chat saying the matching times are so awful in Arc Raid as compared to other games of the genre. You've got to be so fast if you want to go to the bathroom. Like,
true.
you can't just press match and go to the bathroom. Like you'll be in the game. So
Yeah. Quality of life changes. So like there's some, I mean, this is the thing. Obviously the game's very solid. At least I think that's obvious. I mean, so do, what was it, like 35 or 350k concurrent players on Steam alone? I mean, obviously this is multi-platform. So, I would say the game's doing very well, which I'm very pleased about. Because it looks like the first 24 hours-ish, it peaked at 250k, and it's kind of only gone up, and the highest peak being 350k, which is very, very respectable. I mean, I think it.
Yeah,
I
and
think
last night they had server problems too.
Oh, say again.
Last night they had server problems as well. Like the servers actually went down. I wanted to play last night and I couldn't because it was down for like 2 hours in my evening. You can see the little dip on the chart, but
okay, yeah, I do see that.
I don't know whether maybe it was just EU. I'm not sure. They were saying they were having issues with the servers, but yeah, the little dip. But like, I couldn't get in for ages. It's like 8 p.m. till like 10 p.m. my time. So,
yeah, and I even saw, what was it? I think it was in the top 10. Yeah, there it is. At least in the past 24 hours, it's like sitting at number 5 on like the entire Steam library of top game. It's up there for like Battlefield 6, Dota 2, Counter Strike, PUBG, like some of these free games, Delta Force. Like
just above Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah, just above Escape from Tarkov. Have you played that, by the way?
I haven't. I just haven't had time.
I played a little bit of it. I think I played the demo some time ago, and I really didn't get it. I don't know.
It's like top down, right? It's like Tarkov Ducks, but like Project Zombie kind of isometric.
Yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. Anyways, so yeah, quality of life stuff I like to see. I mean, like I said, there's some minor things. Like one of them being when I'm in raid and I'm crafting. If you go to like craft something, you can only craft one, even if you have like multiple resources of it. Whereas like in the hideout, you can craft like 5 of the same thing. You got like a little. So I feel maybe that's I mean, a lot of these things that I'm going to list are going to be like, oh well, this is actually a little bit of a gameplay balance thing. If a developer were to like come on and run defense for some of these things, I'd be like, okay, yeah, all right, fair enough, That's like one, and then the other one is like when I do craft something and it's done, it like kicks me back to like the very top left craft and not stays on the same craft, because like maybe I want to make a bunch of like, because a common thing I'll do is like, killed a bunch of arc, loot them. It's like, okay, well, let me make a bunch of shield rechargers, upgrade from the arc alloy to the, or whatever, arc battery, whatever it's called. So like that would be like a nice quality of life thing. There's some talks about like turn-ins I've seen a lot. Partial turn-ins for hideout upgrades and such. And again, I feel like a developer complaining, well, actually, the balance here is for the stash, management side. Like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever, But they kind of already have something in place for the, what's it called? Frontier? No. The self-wipe thing.
Oh, yeah. Is it called the Expedition?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Expedition Project, yeah. Because they have a turn-in system there, so I feel like that would be a something to consider.
We'll get that in ARC before we get it in EFT.
Oh boy, What else? This one's kind of probably more on like a gameplay balance thing, but I'm not too sure about the blueprint system. Like
Hmm.
I think it's an interesting way of doing it because like basically even though I've like prioritized doing the hideout, it's probably not worth doing because like get basically nothing for the next like, all right, I upgraded it and now I can craft two additional things in the medical laboratory, and it's like a
Yeah.
slightly better bandages and even slightly better bandages. You know what I mean? It's nothing like crazy like similar to maybe like Tarkov. Like you don't get a lot of extra crafts, and a lot of crafts you need to like unlock them, like especially in the weapon category, because there's like all these attachments and
Mm.
presumably all these blueprints for attachments. But the only way to get blueprints that I know of is like just to loot stuff and hope you get that magical sound play whenever. Yeah, it's a little sci-fi retro synthy. I don't even know, little
Yeah.
electronic sound. Um,
You got to try and go to like the high loot rooms or whatever, lot rooms and stuff to get a better chance of getting them. But I mean, you can get them randomly, can't you? But yeah, it's just yeah,
People
it
said
is a
night
bit tricky. I'm
raids.
intrigued. Yeah, because of the
Yeah,
like increased loot on night raids or whatever. I am intrigued by the blueprints and like what the meta is going to be for like getting them because that is, as you say, without them the hideout's pretty lackluster. Honestly, like you need them to be able to go back up the tree. It's like you
yeah,
can recycle down the tree, but then to go
exactly.
back up and make things, it's very interesting because you kind of find most things, especially up to like the middle tier, you find most stuff just like generally speaking. So
Yeah.
if you need like mechanical parts or some
Mm-hmm.
electronics or sensors or whatever it might be, wires, like if you're just spam crafting the same thing over and over, like you will run out. But you have kind of enough stuff to make a sort of a broad scattering of things in general. You can't just make like the anvil over and over because I found the anvil blueprint, thankfully, so I can make it. But even then, it's still can't remember what the exact number is, but it's something that's not like super rare. But you need 4 of one and like 5 of another or
Mm-hmm.
something. So you do run out quite fast if you're making them and losing them every other raid kind of thing. So it is interesting. I do quite like it. But yeah, well, I think like once you've got all the blueprints completed, I guess you could probably make kind of anything. I wonder how far up the tree you can go with crafting. I'm intrigued to see from the top down and then bottom up how high you can go with all stuff being made just from like the basic mats. Because you can then kind of transmute like anything into anything else. Obviously with some like conversion losses, but it'll be fascinating. Like I'm seeing certain things that I'm going to be able to make fairly soon, and I'm like, oh, I could just like transmute these out of chemicals and metal and whatnot. We're gonna have to see how that kind of goes
Is this
into the
right?
late game.
Anvil. Yeah, this must be it. 5 mechanical components, 6 simple gun parts.
Yes.
Okay, that's
So I can
actually
make mechanical components. So that, I don't know whether everybody can in the hideout. I can't remember.
yeah.
But
I
I
think that's
don't
a level
have the
1.
simple gun parts blueprint.
Yeah.
I've got the medium one and the heavy one, but I don't have the simple parts
Yeah.
one.
The only blueprint I have is like, and I found like the trigger nade one that you get from the quest like
Mm,
twice
yeah.
now. Just like insult. But the only one I have is a medium like mag, like a green medium
Yeah.
mag, and I'm just like, where's my anvil blue? I think this is what's griping me the most is like I want to be able to
Mm,
make anvils because it's basically just like a direct linear upgrade from the Ferrero.
yeah.
Basically, not in actuality, but basically.
For the most
And
part, it is. Yeah.
for the most part, I mean, the Ferrero is a bit more accurate. Like, and there's like the standing
Mm.
accuracy is better, and the moving accuracy. But you know, anyways, but the fact too that like the anvil is you can craft it level 1 workbench, or
Yeah.
is it level 2?
I think it's level 1, isn't it? I think you can make it straight away. Maybe it's level 2. I'm not sure.
Either way, if it's level 1, I don't know. I feel like that needs to be changed. It's like, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like I think that's my biggest gripe is like getting because like technically I can just get the anvil. I can buy it, but it's like it's really expensive. It's like 15K,
Mm,
I think. And in Arc
that's
Raiders,
a lot.
it's like that can add up. I mean, you know, it's probably not uncommon to have a blue item in your inventory that sells for like 1,000, sometimes 3,000 to the vendor, especially if it's like a
Yeah, that's
valuable.
kind of the and that really valuable mixtape thing was like 10K. That was like some I
Yeah.
don't know what the highest value part is, but that was sort of a special loot item for 10K. So that doesn't even cover it, you know?
Yeah. Whereas like I have tons of like junk in my stash that I could like break down to raw materials and then go back up the tree to make an anvil. It's like that's for me that's the part that's kind of getting on my nerves, and I feel like I think the system's interesting that they're doing because the progression seems gated by like basically kind of like by RNG in a sense. I
Mm.
mean, not necessarily, but
I mean, it is though because you don't know what you're going to get. It might be a weapon one. It might be just a part. It might be a blueprint for an item, like a
this is
crafting
true, yeah.
item. It could kind of be anything. So I think I've had the Il Toro twice now, and I'm
But you
just like,
don't really
oh, like
need the top S tier echelon things, right? I mean, I guess
not
you.
right now, no.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. What do you even need them for? I mean, the anvil would just be nice, but like, do you really need a freaking blue or purple gun? I don't even know what some of these guns are. You know.
Well, I mean that's its own balancing problem, right? In that the anvil is like so good, is like one of the S tier weapons, despite the fact it's on the second tier. Is it green? Is it they're uncommon, aren't they? Anvils, yeah.
It's green, yeah.
So common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary. It's like literally the second tier, and it's like one of the best guns in the game.
It says workbench too, so maybe that's accurate.
Okay, maybe it is too. I don't know, but yeah, it's just like I which one did I get? I can't remember. I think I've got another I've got a really high level gun blueprint. I can't remember which one it is because I can't make it because I don't have the workbench up to that level. I don't have any of the parts for it.
Mm-hmm.
I've got it unlocked, but it's just like it's completely useless at the moment to me. Maybe it'll be
Yeah.
good later. So I do feel like the anvil is a little bit of a problem. I think they should bump it up. I think maybe they should push it up and put something else in its place. Like bring something else more interesting down a little bit. Um, like I don't know what could you bring down though? Maybe just like the Venator pistol.
I think
Like
it's
the fact that
pretty
the
good.
Venator, it's a 2-shot medium ammo one. It's good, but is it better than the anvil? I don't think so.
Well, see, this is the problem. I mean, sort of a problem, but like the the Ferrero's like the de facto arc weapon, right? It's like your first stop, basic arc defense. First line defense, like that's what you use, right? And it's really
Yeah.
balanced in a way where it's like clearly, all the light weapons, it's like very weak against arc, and then like medium is like weak against arc, and then heavy is like effective against arc. So like I don't know, in some ways it's like you kind of need something like maybe they need to make a completely new, like a two-shot,
Mm,
2-shot Ferrero in between, and not like I don't know, maybe the ammo needs to be nerfed. I'm not really sure, but it is just one of those things where yeah, um every time it's like I don't know, it's just I want to be able to run it how the other players are running it, whereas they're constantly running them,
mm. I
That's
know.
basically where I want to be, and it's frustrating that I just need to get lucky. And that's what made me
Yeah.
think quality of life, I would be interested. I don't know if this would be a good thing, but having something in the hideout where you could like gamble for each tier. It's like a tier one gamble would cost like these many resources. And the resources could
Mm,
be very expensive, but you would gamble and you would get something out, and maybe it would always give you something you didn't have already within like the tier one
yeah.
pool. And then you could do the same for like the tier 2 and tier 3. But again, I don't know how that would affect balancing as much, but it definitely would make for me it would like take off a little bit of the frustration that I'm experiencing because it's like basically every time that I go in geared, I'll like symbol Exodia as as I like to say. Um some really unfortunate stuff happens and I die and I just rage quit because I spent like 20 minutes in my hideout, you know, assembling scrapping together everything I could, breaking down components to make, this, that, and dragging parts over, attachments, and this, that. And it's just like, Well, died in the first 5 minutes. GG. I literally had one experience where I traded with a guy. Like, so I went to Blue Gate. I brought in like 9 trigger nades. I had the blue armor that gives you like the extra grenade slot, blue
Mm.
shield. Um, I had the ventilator in the secondary, magazine. That green magazine I got, I put that one to use, and got the Anvil suppressor on it, just like everything was like the most finest of loot I brought. Okay, and I was like, I'm gonna take out a freaking what's it called, Rocketeer. Like I need the Rocketeer parts. That's what I'm gonna do. So I was like, moving around, and I see this little blue light shine in the sky. I'm like, oh my god, it's the Surveyor. That also has a lot of loot. That's probably worth me
Mm.
doing some stuff for. So because I know you need some parts from it. So I threw some trigger grenades at it. I think the UI indicator was a little slightly off because it like blew up beside it. Like I could
Oh,
see it land, even though the looked like it was gonna land on it. It landed like
mm.
a little short.
Okay.
So I got like one part, and then I went and followed it, and then some guy shoots at me, of course, because I'm sitting there crouching in the field with my trigger nade out, slowly creeping towards the thing. So now I gotta battle this guy. Arc, because he shot me, all the arcs fighting in. So I'm like, okay, well, I gotta push this guy. It's like he's already engaged in combat. So like we go and fight, we duke it out, and then we trade. And I'm like wiping at him, like, you stupid motherfucker. Why did you have to shoot at me? Now we're both dead, It's like, I'm so mad. It's like rage quit. This happens to me every time. Something will happen. Like, like 5. I swear, when I come in gear, it's like all of arc is like beep. They're like aware of my
You can
position.
smell it.
Yeah. Rocketeer's like
Mm. Medium shield and an Anvil suppressor. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's an interesting thing about the guns, because I still feel like it's a balance problem though, because if all the guns were like roughly similar, you wouldn't really mind as much about finding blueprints for different things. Whereas, like, giving people a route just to like beeline down the most meta pathway, I don't think is necessarily the right answer. But maybe it would be.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some way of doing it. Like, in the other game we played recently, Active Matter. That had a very similar system actually, but you had to extract a certain number of the same type of thing, and eventually you could then use it in like the replicator. Was sort of
Oh,
how it worked
okay.
there.
That's interesting.
So, maybe there could be a way where like you have to like find one, like bring it out, or use a certain number, and then you could make the blueprint if you have like 5 of them or something. I don't know, because then you'd feel as at least like you were progressing towards it. Could be quite a high number, but you'd feel like you were progressing towards it at least, like incrementally, rather than. And this is the thing. This is something in Tarkov that we've never enjoyed, right? It's like if I know that I need 10 of them, say, or to even like something crazy like 20. I know I need 20 anvils, and I can like dismantle them collectively to make a blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
Each time you find one, you're just like, oh, I got another one, right? And it's just like, oh, there's a little bit of progression dopamine, like a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And you might find it on the way, like, anyway. And then you're like, okay, well, that's no big deal. But if you don't, you know that there's a guaranteed way of doing it. You just got to put the time in. Whereas, yes, that's sort of similar with RNG, but like you could just get unlucky and just never find one.
Yeah,
And
that's what I don't like. Is because I'm feeling like I'm done. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little salty that you got the anvil so early. I'm a little salty about it.
it was like the third one I got. Like, it was crazy. And
Yeah.
I've had quite a few blueprints as well, so I've been quite lucky in general, which never happens to me. So I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I'm taking it.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Something there to make the. Because I don't know. I mean, maybe again,
I
this
can't make
is.
light gun parts though, so I can't craft it very much.
Yeah, but I mean, you could, as long as you just kill Ark and loot them, they usually
You can
get.
sometimes find them, but
Yeah.
I've been taking as many as I can. I've got like I can make like 2 more, I think, and then
Yeah.
that's it. I'm like done, because I don't have the light gun parts blueprint, so I can't just like cycle endlessly.
Yeah. 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 That's fair.
Yeah, it is a tricky one.
Yeah. But like I said, it's an interesting choice to make it, how it is. But I don't know. Other than those things, I mean, I think the other quality of life I would like to see is being able to pick up down players who aren't in your like group naturally. It's kind of
Mm,
weird to me that you can pick them up with a defibrillator
yeah,
and
but not with
not
normally.
normally. Like that part seems kind of weird to me.
Yeah, I think that's an odd choice. Doesn't seem to be any disadvantage
I
to letting
mean,
people pick up enemies just normally.
yeah, I don't know why that's not. I mean,
Why would you not let them?
yeah, you could easily have like a two different buttons, like maybe a press F to what's it called? Knock them out, and
Like
then
rest.
hold F
Oh,
to
to knock it.
revive,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
or whatever the key is.
Yeah.
Because I know, like
Yeah, something
console,
like that.
you can only have so many keys, so
Hmm.
um, I
Find
don't
it
know,
hard to
something
believe
like
that's the
that.
reason, but I mean, you never know.
Yeah, but like, why, you could do that, like a two button press or same key
Hmm.
bind on the same button, one's press, one's hold. Because yeah, sometimes it's like, I kind of feel bad that I awkwardly killed that guy that came in my room, but it would have been nice to be able to pick him up and. But I don't know. I don't know. Just something there I think would add a little bit more to the experience. What else? Because someone was saying too as an argument, like some people are so like paranoid and like hostile that like they'll like me, like they'll panic and like shoot, and then they'll realize like, oh wait, no, I want to be friendly, and then it's like I'll do, So it's like some people you have to like knock down and then pick back up for them to like be friendly. It just is what it is.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the main. I was considering because like one thought I had is like, well, what if you could like create a team in raid, and then that would be the solution to
Yeah.
like picking people up. But I don't know if I really like that because then you get all the UI benefits. You know what I mean? Like if you're playing
Yeah.
solos and then it's just like, oh, the meta becomes. Let me find the closest people. Everyone's just running around, be like, "Hey, you got a buddy? You got a buddy?" It's like, quick, let's group up, let's
Yeah.
group
Trying to
up.
make trios. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if that would be a good thing.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, I mean, it's those things would be good. But I mean, it's interesting how like these kind of stuff around the edges is really like the main things, and the game's literally just been released, right? Like this is the very first after the test is the first iteration of the main game, the
Yeah.
full game. It's like funny, really, that's we're at that stage already. That's the testament to how well Arc is built. I mean, there's
Oh
just so
yeah,
much
yeah.
stuff like trying to gear up, right? And it's just because they've got it like slot based in certain ways, and you click on a slot, and then it shows you everything in your inventory that can fit in that slot. It's just like makes giving up so easy. You're just like, oh yeah, shield click, and then augment click, and then gun click, yeah, and then
Oh
oh, I'm
yeah.
gonna put my bandages and whatever, and then bam, then you're in, and it's like 20 seconds, you're in the raid, like it's insane.
Yeah.
Um, it certainly is interesting how changes the psychology slightly because the game like it is a raid is a bit more throwaway than it is in Tarkov, but partly because of that. Like I'm not saying that the time investment is a good thing, right? Like wasting
Mhm.
people's time sitting around in stash inventory and loading whatever
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not good, but it also has like a silver lining of making the raid like more intense because you know that you basically wasted like 10 minutes if you die right off the rip. Whereas in Arc, you could just press free kick, go, free kick, go, free kick, go, free kick, go. So it's a little bit lower stakes in that respect, but I think like the benefits are like definitely worth it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, not interesting, like psychologically. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, but I do like the way they dealt with it, right? Like no secure container for free kick because there's quite a few times where I'm just like, oh, I'll just like go and do a free kick for this one. And I'm just like, but if I
Yeah.
pick up something that's good, I'm just like, I'm not gonna be able to save it. It's like you're not gonna get permanent progression towards the hideout if you or whatever it might be. If
Couldn't
you
be
like
me
go and
with a
free kick and you
Osprey
die.
blueprint. Couldn't be me.
Yeah. Yeah, sad.
Yeah.
But no, it's good. It is good. I mean, I am still interested in the weapons balance and stuff. So I've been delving into some of the gun stuff,
Yeah.
uh, looking at a few different metrics and stats and whatnot. Like I basically went and saw because I was trying to find out what was going on because I didn't really have time to do all the testing. I knew some other people would have looked at it already, and found a thread. It was very I was just like I don't know weapon damage and stuff, and like this thread popped up straight away from like literally a few. It was like a day before, 12 hours before. The guys from the Anvil Discord, who had they've compiled like all the damage numbers and headshot numbers for loads of stuff. They've gone through like all the footage. Like it's crazy. They've actually done a lot of work. And I was just like, well, there's no point like replicating it. Like this stuff looks pretty legit. It, like matches up with my experience in game. And they had the explanations for how the shields work and why you should always heal your health first, or most of the time, not always, but why you should heal your health first. And it's just like it's interesting the way that the game is balanced. Like I was talking about this with another friend, just how the gunplay kind of feels a bit like Hunt Showdown. I know some people don't like the way that the gunplay is because it's too like old style, like westerny kind of like slow shooting. It's of a certain feel, so it's not necessarily for everybody. You do get the benefit though that as soon as somebody sees you, you don't just get instantly laser beamed like you do in EFT, because all the good guns for the most part are either full auto weapons that will just kill you in 4 shots or 3 shots, and semi-auto guns that kill you in 1 shot or 2 shots in Tarkov. So the time to kill is just like super crazy low. Whoever shoots first often ends up winning.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, you've got this like interesting effect where people can be like, just think of the 2 different situations. Somebody's on the hospital roof on Buried City, and you're on quite far away. You're like, like unless you have a very specific loadout, you're like, oh, there's raiders over there, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
That's the end of it. In EFT, you're just like, oh, let me just take out my 8 times and then headshot the guy from off reserve from dome or whatever. It's just a very different thing, and it means that you can run around more, have more engagements, and you can like run around on the rooftops and not feel like you're just about to be sniped off. Like Tarkov's a very paranoid game in that respect, because you just can't you can't stay still. You got to keep moving at all times. You have to be behind cover constantly, like trying to be inside. Like don't run in the open areas. And if you do, you got to be like stimmed up to the max, like a crazy junkie, in case you get shot in the leg. And it's like super paranoid game in comparison. Whereas this like does feel a lot freer, a lot more open. The movement mechanics work for it, right? The vaulting, the running and like grabbing onto ledges and pulling yourself up, the zip lines. It feels a lot freer in that respect. So it's much more actiony. I like what you said earlier about the adventure that they say it's like extraction adventure, because it is like that. It's like a lot more actiony, a lot more like running around, and it's got a lot of kind of like single player movement style mechanic feel to it, which Tarkov's sort of getting over time. And I think the third person does lend to that as well, because it's very cinematic. It's like watching the character do the stuff. The animations are really, really nice. It's of a particular type. So it is cool. But yeah, the gunplay is like, it is interesting in that way. Like the time to kill short, the close range is actually quite short, or at least it can be, depending on the weapon. A magazine, and I know it's a lot more than in EFT, but at close range, what's kind of a good example? Even like the basic guns, like a rattler or whatever. The rattler is like 14 shots to the body, which is a lot compared to EFT.
Yeah,
and that's still like a light shield. But that doesn't count headshots at all. So if you had, it's like 6 to the head or 14 to the body with the rattler, and the Stitcher is like 7 to the head and 17 to the body. So a mixture of the two. It's sort of like 10-ish shots. If you're just aiming like above, chest and head, kind of thing. So people do die pretty quick at close range. It's like a mag. Not as fast as Tarkov, but still fairly fast. But at longer ranges, the fights are quite lengthy. There's a lot of room for like flanking and maneuvering about, and it just feels like quite well designed in that respect.
Yeah.
The TTK and the engagements and the terrain, and making it kind of fun. And the fact you can like recover your shields and stuff. You've only got certain amounts. It's like a resource management type exercise as well.
Yep. I mean, it just it all comes together so perfectly. That like the management of your stamina, your shield, health, it's a really good experience. And then the sandbox items. I had one experience where I killed a guy on a night raid, and it was at the start of the raid, of course, and he was pretty fully kitted, like Anvil, all the things. But I saw he had noisemakers on him, and I was like, huh. That's interesting. And so I took him with me, and I was like, you know what? I've never used it before. Let me put them to use. And I was thinking, like, why would he bring these with him? Because he had like 4 or 5 with them, and they stack.
Are those the ones that you set them down and then they're like a trap, and if a raider turns up, they go off? Is that the deal?
Exactly. I didn't have him go off for me in the scenario, but like I thought about it, I was like, this is actually really smart, because you're playing a night raid, you go inside the building. Because I actually had people come to my building a few different times, and it's like you put them around. It's like it makes good sense. And it's just, but it's like it's one of those things, like, that's just, like, one piece out of, like, 60, and you only have, like, 4 slots, and, like, you're gonna wanna have
Yeah.
something to heal your health and shields, and, like, it's just there's a lot there, so I don't know, it's very well-made game. Very well-made game.
Yeah, I was seeing some comments from people as well, just about like balancing, about how like having the insane gear actually also doesn't make you impervious. It's a bit like
Yeah.
one of the issues with the cycle was that the cycle's gear
Yeah,
diff was
ooh.
like really high actually, whereas in this game it's really not that much because I was looking through the different shields and stuff, and it's like you got the light shield, and if people haven't seen the video or whatever, it's like the shields are basically just like damage reduction buff, really. They're not like a health pool, they're like a reduction buff. And that has like implications for the way the balance is. But the medium shield is like basically the same as the light shield, just with more hit points. So like it
Yeah.
takes more to take it down, but it's the same damage reduction buff pretty much. It's like goes from 40% damage reduction to 42.5%. It's like hardly anything.
Yeah.
And then the heavy shield is sort of the same again, because although it's very slightly more hit points than medium. I think it goes from 40 durability to 70 and then to 80 for the heavy one. Then it takes it up to 50. Is it 52 and a half, I think, for the heavy shield
I
for
think
the
so, yeah.
damage reduction? Yeah. So you then get like 10% more mitigation effectively. But it's not actually that much. I don't think the
Mhm.
TTK, like, it's going to be like a few bullets. It's not going to change it actually a huge amount.
Yeah.
Um which is quite interesting. It's like even the best stuff isn't like insane. Like even you've got like a kind of like the best assault rifle one. Is that one called the Tempest? I think. I'm still trying to figure out the higher level names and actually play with them. Which one? Where's the Tempest? Oh yeah, that one. I think yeah. So that's kind of like the end game assault rifle. But that one's like we were saying before, it's like Stitcher is 17 to the body, the Rattler's 14 to the body. Well, the Tempest is like 12 to the body. So it's not crazy, and it's like that much harder to get. It's like that much rarer. It's that much more expensive. Like these things are like really expensive compared to the base guns, and they're only a little better.
Mhm.
So it's certainly interesting. And then you've got like the legendary guns, which frankly are just not that good at fighting players. I think we talked about this
Yeah, I thought that
previously,
was
right? The
interesting.
progression, like they're really for fighting arc with, the Jupiter, which is
Mhm.
and the Equalizer. The Jupiter's like it's not a snot. It's like a ball. It's like a bit like the Pharaoh actually, but it's does like crazy arc damage. So I think you can like just pick off like a Rocketeer rotor with this thing,
Mm.
and then the Equalizer, which is like full beam. But they're not that good against players really. Like the Jupiter's
Yeah.
like 55 damage, I think, so it's a bit more than the Anvil or the Pharaoh. But it's got a long reload on it, so the Anvil's probably better still. And then the Equalizer's like 8 damage per tick or something, because it's like a laser. But they're supposed to really be for fighting arc. So it is quite interesting. Like it's not like you become just impervious to like PvP. You can still be taken down quite easily, even with a heavy shield. It just gives you that little edge in a
Mhm.
fight. So it's quite good, really. I mean, there is a risk that people just don't bother with the higher tier kits. I mean, once they become easy to make, then people will. But if they're like really hard to make and really annoying to do, and you have to use up loads of resources to get the heavy shield, and you get 15% movement reduction, there is a risk that people just don't bother and just stay with the medium shield. Because I think what was the heavy shield? It's the medium's one's not too bad, but the heavy shield requires a power rod and a voltage converter. Now I have quite a few voltage converters, but power rods, I think you can only find those in the Exodus
Mm.
place, which is on Spaceport. It's the one where you find the rocket fuel,
Yeah.
and it's like it's a rare thing there. Um, it's just interesting. You won't be able to. Yeah, actually, maybe you can make them eventually. Electrical components and arc circuitry. It's hard actually. So one of the things I'm sort of struggling with is, in EFT we have such a useful resource with the wiki. Like everything's that we know so much about the game, whereas like there's a lot of stuff we don't know about Arc Raiders, and every man and his dog has popped up wanting to have a wiki for it. So there's the arcraiders.wiki, there's the fandom wiki, there's the one that I'm using mostly, which is the metaforge.app wiki for Arc Raiders, because that one's got a lot of the crafting ingredients on it. There's about like 4 or 5 different ones, and they're all like better or worse for different stuff. Some of them got conflicting information because some of it was from Tech Test 2 or Tech Test 1, and they haven't updated it because they haven't seen it in the real game yet. Like people haven't figured out a way to like pull the info out like they have like they do in EFT. So it's actually quite hard to like find the information.
Mm-hmm.
I was like thinking about basic stuff like, okay, if I want to make medium shields on the regular, because that's probably the next thing that I want to just be making sure I'm running a medium shield in every raid, because I do think it is quite a good step up. Then you need arc circuitry and batteries. And that's fine. Like that's fine. I believe there is a way maybe to make arc circuitry, but I'm not sure. But you have to get them out of the arc. But you need the batteries then. And batteries, okay, you find those all over the place. But you've also got to know what items batteries come from, and it doesn't necessarily tell you in raid what the recycling recipe is, because if it only makes I believe the deal is, and I don't quote me on this, but I believe it's something along the lines of you get half of the materials in raid. Maybe they're different completely, but I think you get half. So if you only get one battery, I don't think you get one if you break it down in raid.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. So you don't necessarily find out until you get the stuff out
Right.
what you get.
Right.
But you can crack down like industrial batteries, broken tasers, cracked bioscanners, showstoppers, power banks, portable TVs, and broken flashlights. So any of those you pick up, you want to be able to know, oh, I need these as well, so that I can break them down into batteries too. Whereas at the moment it's not really that obvious to me what I should be getting. So I kind of want to I want a big grid of the whole tech tree. And there's like 3 different versions of this that I want. I want the one which is like top down, what turns into everything else. Then I want another one which is like bottom up. How high through the tree can you make, and which blueprints do you need to get there? And then another one which is like the one that's in raid, because that's like a different set of products, right? From the for salvaging stuff in raid. So like the economy is still like very intriguing to me in that way. And like, okay, well, what's the best way to get batteries and everything else to do the various things? Like, what should we be looking out for? I'm like starting to think about it, starting to compile. Okay, well, look, if you want to make anvils, if you want to make medium shields, you need to be looking for these parts. You might not have the light gun parts blueprint like me, but you can actually get light gun parts from cracking this or that, or this gun. If you see a Rattler 3 on somebody, that will break down into a light gun part, right? So you take that in your second slot, this kind of thing. And like that's kind of what I'm thinking about next. Like, what's that kind of like the best route through? And but the information is so scattered right now. It's like that's kind of nice,
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard like Unreal games are harder to mod, so I wonder if they're also like harder to data mine. I don't know if that's true or not,
Yeah, I'm
but
not sure.
I just wondered.
I reckon they'll probably one wiki site will probably end up beating the rest eventually. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, yeah, I think in summary, kind of like quality life and PvP shield stuff. I think it would be. I wonder if they've made any changes since like a lot of the tests to either the art or not art the Pharaoh or Anvil, but because I don't maybe the Anvil maybe they did. I don't remember being quite as inaccurate while moving while shooting, but memory always is a funny thing.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, but yeah, I would be curious to know if they did or didn't, and I feel like because of the third person nature, it might just be a little too much with the anvil being so. It's basically like I don't know what's the Tarkov equivalent of like an early unlock that's like the only gun the RFB maybe.
It was like the old, RFB M80 is like the old meta.
Yeah, it feels a bit like that, and it's like but these are very very early things, so it's kind of hard to really say for sure one way or the other. I mean, it's literally like the game's been out for like less than 5 days. So
Exactly.
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to come. I mean, they did a post the other day, which was about their next set of plans. I think if you just go on the Arc Raiders main Twitter page, they've got like, as more raiders venture the surface, a spark of hope has been lit. Here's a look at what's coming in the future. So they did actually do. Shall I send you? Shall I put this in here? I'll just put it in the notes. Hold on. There you go. So they put out basically the roadmap, which is pretty sick. Like 4 days in. So they're like ongoing, new map conditions, new feats and trials, new cosmetics, quality of life, and more. And then November, they're going to add this other map, Stella Montis. I don't know whether this is something to do with the expedition. It may well be. I'm not sure. And the community unlock event. a new arc, the Matriarch and the Shredder coming, new gameplay items, new quests. So that's November. And then December, they've got like cold snaps. There's going to be like snowy versions of maps, I guess, snowfall map condition, flickering new event, expedition departure window. So if you've done the expedition, then you can leave at that point. A new raider deck, which is like the cosmetics bit, and then like more quests as well. So these guys are like hammering out the content. They've got like a proper plan. It's not like one of those games we've talked about in the past. It was like Pal World, whatever, where they like was hugely successful, and everyone's like, "When's the next content?" And they're just like, "Guys, we're just like we don't know. Like we're doing it as fast as we can, but like come back in 6 months."
Suffering from success personified.
Yeah. Whereas these guys were kind of ready.
Yeah.
So they've got like a lot of stuff coming. So if people are saying like, so there are some people who've like finished all the quests already, which is kind of crazy. There's people who are like at the top level. They've killed the queen. They've like done all the quests. Apparently there are 63 supposedly. So the way that this game is going to continue is treating it like a live service game, right? That's how Tarkov has effectively made it like this. There's always continuous updates and something new coming around the corner. That's what's going to happen with Ark as well. Like I think the guys know it, and they know that that's the way that this game is going to sustain itself, and so they're just going to hit the content really hard. Every month it's going to be something new. I believe they've done the same in the finals. They had like seasons in the finals and stuff like that. Like I've not played the finals, but outside of the usual Redditor crying about every game dev, like the final seems to have been relatively well handled, quite well.
Yeah.
And that was on a free game. Yeah. Whereas this one's like it's paid for. They can justify funding this thing way more than they could with a free game. I think they've had a higher player count, like all-time player count on Ark Raiders than they did on the finals anyway. And this game is paid for, so like they've made a huge amount of money out of this. So they can basically justify it. Yeah, good for them. Like it's a sick game. Like, it's great. This is the model that we should be going for, right? And it's amazing to have a game that comes out that's actually like a full release. They do 3 tests or whatever, like a server test and 2 other previous tests. Obviously, they've been working on it for a long time, and then they release it. It's just like, hey, it's the completed game. Like, my God, like in 2025, it feels like a breath of fresh air. Like, and Tarkov jokes aside, like every other game is like this that comes out too. There's lots of promising ones like Forever Winter. I mean, I get it because there's lots of people who want to start studios or they're doing stuff in early access and they want a way of funding it. These games wouldn't exist otherwise. But after like Tarkov, Great Zone Warfare, like Forever Winter, just like all these various games that come out within the broader genre, and they're just like not ready, or they take years and they've like got so much to cook with. A game that just appears and is just like kind of done. And most of the stuff is in there. It's like, oh my God, like this feels so great. And it's not like a free to play, cosmetic-y kind of like pay to winny sort of. Delta Force is probably the other best one that's come out, I would say. Outside of this, like, but even in recent times, but
I mean, not to like bash too much on other games, but like even like Delta Force just kind of felt, I mean, not very original, not very inspired, or maybe too inspired. I should
maybe.
say.
I think it's more. I think it was more inspired than ABI personally, but
okay.
But yeah, it's still sort of the same. It's still of that particular Tarkov copy, and then we'll twist it slightly, kind of.
Yeah.
As opposed to this, which is kind of like, oh, we're gonna merge like the Cycle, Helldivers, and Hunt Showdown into a single game.
It feels like they really understood the genre, and like we want to make something with what we already have established. This like universe they already kind of created for their looter shooter PvE game, and we're gonna like now base mount extraction, and they get it. You know what I mean? Because it's like one thing when you hear, because I've seen this before. It's where like, oh yeah, we got this game, but what about them extraction shooters? They're real hot. Yeah, go ahead, turn into extraction shooter. It comes out, it's like hot garbage. It's like they don't get an extraction shooter. Like you don't understand. That's like what the COD, what was it called? DMZ. That's like what DMZ was. It's like, okay, yeah, like I mean, I guess technically you do extract, but like, where's the tension in my extraction shooter? Like this is just like, you know what I mean? Like where's my stash? Loot stash. I can't look at my loot. What are you doing? So I feel like they really get it, and yeah, I don't know. I feel, I see a lot like within your chat and also like on social media. I see a lot of like Tarkov stands, defending Tarkov really like they are putting up some defense for it. I don't know. It's just like, can we just, do you not like games? Good games? I don't know. I don't understand. I think too, it's like sometimes I feel like Tarkov players are like MMO players because like they're like, I would hate on MMO players. You guys are like the gooners of gaming. Okay, like literally, like they will pump out some new quest that's like go slay the dragon of that Dana Rock 5 million times, and you can unlock this, awesome cosmetic, and you guys are like, oh my god, this is literally the greatest thing. You're like foaming from the mouth. It's just like, you guys make me fucking sick, you gamer gooners.
No, it is funny. There's a lot of conversation. There's like a few sort of clickbait, sort of rage bait type
Oh
posts going
yeah,
around, being just like, "Is this game going to replace Tarkov?" and all this stuff. And it's like I think at this point it's quite safe to say that it is not going to,
yeah,
and that both games can could coexist. And some people are only going to like EFT, some people are only going to like Arc, and some people like me are going to like both. I really
hmm,
like this game. I really do. It's like
yeah,
everything that it's almost like everything that Helldivers was kind of missing for me in some ways.
mm.
And not even that I like didn't like Helldivers or that I thought it should be PvP or anything like that. It's just like I think, as I said
Yeah, yeah,
previously on this cast, like I was just kind of done with the game loop. Like that's
yeah,
fine. It's
exactly.
okay.
You,
I played it. It was brilliant. I just don't really
right,
like. Maybe I'll go back if a few mates like we're having some beers or something. I'm just like, should we fire it up? Like, yeah, okay, but like I'm not just gonna just go and play it randomly.
hmm,
Whereas
hmm,
this is kind of like, I get the same sort of feel from it, which is awesome, and we can play both, and they can both exist, they can both coexist, and they're very different. They are really very different. Like this game's almost been more. I think the hunt element to it is, especially around the gunplay, is like does make it stand quite apart.
yeah,
A lot of these games are all these like modern shooters with, as we said, full auto
yeah,
guns and
yeah,
everything else. It changes the whole map, the way that you can move, the way that everything feels. It makes things feel less like crazy, less like you know. I feel like I can chill more playing this game than I can playing Tarkov, unless I'm playing Scav, obviously, but that's very
hmm,
different. But it's just yeah, it's just interesting seeing so much like, well, I mean, this is the internet, right? But like so much division and people being like, oh, like this game sucks and I don't like it. And like, that's fine. If you don't like it, then that's fine. If you don't like
yeah,
Tarkov and you like Ark, then again, that's fine. If you like both
hmm,
games, then that's fine. Like the only struggle for me is it's just like I kind of want to play both. So
yeah. Time
once
is
1.0
the
comes, it's
biggest
going to be tricky.
constraint.
Yeah, yeah. I know it's going to be really, really hard. But kind of off the back of that, there's been a few other conversations as well. So there's quite a lot of people who. So this thing is more casual friendly. It's had a lot of hype. People have bought into it. There's lots of big streamers playing it. But yeah, it's just become a big game as well in terms of just the social media discussions.
Hmm,
And obviously, a lot of people are getting into it that wouldn't outside of the Tarkov circle, or outside of the extraction shooter circles. There's a lot of people trying it. There's a lot of
yeah,
like again, like Helldivers, like people who are playing it, people who like third person games. Like it's more accessible for that. But now you're starting to see this kind of like the dark side of that pop up with people being like, why is everybody fighting in this game? We're all here to fight against the robots. Why are people killing me at the extract? Like this really sucks. Like I'd love the game if it was PvE only.
hmm,
And it's quite interesting seeing that fringe of the community start to be like a bit more vocal about that. And I mean, I think you said within the Embark dev interview or whatever that we looked at last time, where they had it as PvE and the game was really boring. Nobody wanted to play it. But there is definitely a wing of the community that would love to just roam around and play PvE with friends. But it's
hmm,
like it brings up that conversation. It's just like, well, should they add something like that? Is that going to split the player base? Is that going to is it then going to be problematic? It's just interesting seeing it. The people who like really like, I guess people who like either of a certain mentality or like really really super casual people who just want to like just chill and have it not be as like I don't know sweaty in some respect. It's they're kind of like vocal about it. It's just interesting. I don't think they're going to change the game in that respect,
no,
but
I
it's
don't
just
think
funny.
so.
It's just kind of funny seeing it. Um,
I think it's
the other
interesting though.
part,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, go on. No, you go,
I don't know. I was just gonna say I just think it's interesting because I don't know. To me, it's like you do that and you just lose so much of what makes the. This is the thing. Is it feels like they really get the extraction experience, and a lot of that comes from the tension, and that tension comes not only from art but from players. I think that's probably the most satisfying and also the most frustrating thing is the managing the arc And then, you're also trying to manage not getting shot by a player, and God forbid, you have, like, a Rocketeer on you, and then someone just, like, pops you as well, like, I mean, I've been there. I may have shot someone getting shot by the Rocketeer and, didn't loot them. Just that, just because was feeling a little devious that day, But,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't know. So you take that away, it just feels like you're going to lose a lot, but I understand, people want different experiences. Can't really please
Mm.
everybody. So,
You could almost do like maybe you could do you kind of want to put permanent in there. And I don't think this would work either. Because another thing that was interesting on that active matter game that I played was the isolated raids, which I did one of, and it was like you were just there on your own. So that
mm,
was PvE. But like the AI, the number of AI was just turned up to like 11. And so you're like wandering around just like, oh, there's just people everywhere. Like you can sort of imagine you're like Blue Gate on crack, there's just
yeah,
stuff everywhere. But again, I'm not sure if that would really that's probably then going to end up being like kind of too crazy, right? Like
yeah,
I'm inferring that people who want it to be on PV want it to be less intense in that respect.
hmm
Maybe they wouldn't mind it being like lots of PV. I don't really know. Because Helldivers kind of does it like that. You go through the difficulties, and at the end, it's just like, difficulty 10 and 11. It's just like insane. It's just like stuff everywhere, and that's quite fun to like
yeah,
slowly work up through the progression. Because I think that is the only different thing about PvP is that with PvE a game like Helldivers, you can like start off at like difficulty 1 and you can build your confidence, you can slowly move up, and it's like it's very linear, and the enemy is you can
hmm
get into some tricky situations just because of the distribution of enemies, but you kind of know what you're getting yourself into, and you can like see a situation and go, okay, well I know how difficult this is going to be, and like move yourself up to levels 5 and 6 difficulty, 7, like you can push yourself, go to 8, 9, and like at the end you're like, oh, you sort of choose your difficulty. Whereas with PvP, you don't know who you're going to be playing against. You could be playing against, someone who's just started, or they're on console and they don't, they're super casual, or you'd be going against somebody like me who's like right in the middle, like both of us probably, and then you could end up with against somebody who's like, right at the end game, who's like played non-stop, haven't slept since the game came out, and they're just like super super sweaty, or like one of the aim god guys, and you just don't really know. So it's like the experience is like kind of inconsistent in some ways. So I sort of sympathize
yeah,
to some extent.
yeah, for
Like,
sure.
I was thinking like maybe you could have like a special event like that, like an isolated raid where it's like it's just you, but there's like
Yeah,
random AI. But maybe it would be like a one-off thing, give people a bit of
yeah.
that. It
Because
could
I
work,
mean,
maybe.
as easy as it is to say, like, oh, why don't they just add PVE servers, or PVE to the game as optional? It's like, well, you have to have the servers to host the AI. Like, if you run it locally on your machine, it's gonna be not a good experience, A la
Yeah,
Tarkov, most other games like this, that's just how it is. So, and that's it's gonna cost them something, you know, either PVE servers
yeah,
or more server costs, and will the costs actually outweigh the benefits? I don't know. I feel like the game's got
yeah.
enough offerings there, and maybe if they do a few more quality of life stuff where it's a little more forgiving, or yeah, it might help a bit.
Yeah, I do think that the game lends itself quite well to not PvPing if you don't want to. Though there's a lot of tools to like get out of the way and stuff. And like, so me and my friend playing these duos, right? And this is kind of
Yeah.
like one of the bones of contention. This is the other thing that I've seen that I think is valid, and it does seem to they may have done something to it already. I'm not sure, but basically, so we were saying last time, you're playing solos, you're against solos like 95% of the time. Occasionally, you might see a duo or something. If you're playing trios, it's like 95% of the time you're playing against trios. You're playing at 95% against trios for the most part. It's not like guaranteed, so you never quite know how many are on the team, which
hmm
is like kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But it's like mostly it's going to be. So it feels like a fair experience while still leaving something to chance, which is kind of cool. If you're playing duos, up until recently, I don't know if it's still the same, but you basically just got like absolutely just owned because you were just playing as trios most of the time. And I think that's probably because of the player count. It's like much more likely to be 3 than 2.
Yeah.
If there's an extra slot or people use squad fill or whatever it might be,
Yeah.
you're just going to run in. There's just more people queuing for 3 than there are queuing for 2. So you're only running into threes all the time. And so me and my friend, like after losing like 4 or 5 engagements, like back to back, we were like, we actually just have to like change what we're doing slightly. So we had like a few situations after that where, we engage, we're like maybe not one, but take a shield off, and then we're like, there's actually 3, and we just throw a grenade and then like we just leave
Yeah. Yeah.
because of the way that the guns are, again, unlike EFT, where it's like if you're leaving, you're probably just going to get shot in the back of the head and die. But in this, it's like it's actually quite hard, especially if somebody's running away. They're opening up the distance. That the guns are mostly quite short ranged, or you might get hit with a Pharaoh, but again, they have to hit you twice in the head to kill you, and that range is quite difficult. You still have a little bit of HP. You don't have any negative effects from being damaged to your character particularly. I think there's like breathing sounds maybe or something, but like you can still sprint and run. Like there's no black legs or damaged legs, broken arms, or any of this stuff. So you could just leave. And that really helps, actually. If you just want to chill and like not engage with somebody, you can have a firefight and still disengage and leave, and like, unless one of you gets knocked down, where they can still actually move quite far. Then we had one of those actually around the extract. So we shot at a bunch of guys. My friend went down and just was crawling towards me, and I was just like slowly moving back, but they really wanted to get to the extract. So they ended up fighting Ark. So I got my friend up and we just waited for them to go. And then we went afterwards. And so we ended up surviving with all our loot. Like we weren't going to win the fight probably because it's like 3v2. It's just tough, right? Unless you get the jump on them, you both shoot them at the same time and take one down instantly. And then it's a fair fight. Then it's 50-50. Like it's just a hard ask with threes. But using the map and the fact that the game plays this way because of the guns, and people have got like different incentives to do things, and the being downed you're not just like stuck on the floor. You can crawl quite a long way, and it's quite hard to kill somebody when they're down. It all sort of comes together to make it a bit more forgiving for the PvP. So if you don't want to engage in it, I feel like there are routes to not. Although I do feel like there's quite a lot of people who just aren't really. They've just like not really been the people who come in from the non-extraction games.
Yeah.
And like I've stopped seeing this actually. There was quite a few people at the beginning being like, oh, the PvE is like too hard, like the bots are too hard, whatever. It's like A, people are not used to the game, but B, people are not used to just like not being able to just like run into the open and start shooting the bots. Like they will just murder you, right? It was like anyone who's like an extraction person is just like in cover, like hiding, like trying not to get hit. You know how fragile you are.
Yeah.
It's quite funny, really, just seeing different people's take on something that we're quite used to.
Oh, this is a looter shooter. It's kind of like Fortnite, you guys. Spawns in, instantly starts shooting, 30 seconds in at the first arc they see. Gets down by a player.
Yeah, there's a lot more, there's a lot more stealth to it if you want. You draw a lot of attention if you're, shooting right off the bat or like taking down Arc. I've been third party so many times just when I've been feeling more ballsy and just going like, I'm just going to go and shoot the Arc. I'm just going to loot the Arc and then leave because I want parts or whatever it might be. They just bring people in so much. And I've got like, I had one of the Anvil. I had the suppressor for one of the Anvil, and I was just like, well, it only reduces the sound by 20%. I'm not actually sure if that helps that much. And it's so powerful in EFT because I was a bit worried about suppressors because I was like, oh, actually, they go on loads of guns. I thought that maybe they'd only go on like the kettle and a few things like that, but like, they go on loads of weapons. They go on like the Pharaoh, they go on the Anvil. I was just like, oh no, is this? But then as soon as I saw one, I was like, oh, it's only like 20% sound reduction. So I don't actually know if that matters really. And like, yeah, you might reduce the sound of your gun, but everybody else hears as the Arc's like shooting at you. They can see the yellow light. Like it doesn't matter how stealthy you are. The snitch is still going. There's like bots coming down out the sky, and like the whole thing goes crazy. So, does 20% less sound actually make any difference?
Yeah, I've been using my hairpin as my secondary. For those that are unaware, the hairpin is it's like a bolt action pistol that is suppressed naturally, but again, it is a bolt action pistol that fires light ammo, and it may take about like 5 pulls of the hammer to take down a single, maybe 6. So, by the time I've finally eliminated the spinning threat that is the snitch as it's going red and trying to call down stuff, I think to myself, was that really stealthy of me to use my silenced pistol? That's complete garbage to take down. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so looking at the stats, the hairpin does 20 damage to the body and 50 to the head. So it's one of the higher damaging guns. It's half of a Pharaoh, so I guess it's not that much. But it is suppressed straight away, as you say, and the fire rate's not very high, but it's quicker than. It's probably on par with the Anvil, I guess, roughly, especially if it's slightly upgraded. The next is like. Reminds me of like the tranquilizer pistol from Metal Gear, something like that.
I'm telling you, you gotta try it. Hairpin secondary, it feels super like immersion times 10. When you're in the bushes Leave your hairpin out. All right, think about it. I think the only thing that I'm not too sure about, I need to do some more testing and make sure it's not graphic settings or something weird. But because I'm pretty sure the hairpin has tracers, because a lot of weapons do,
Right.
if not all of them. So it's kind of like counterproductive. But I thought I noticed the Osprey, which is like the blue sniper. It's
Hmm.
basically like a semi-auto Ferrero with a 2x or 3x mounted onto it. Um, I thought that one didn't have tracers, but I'm not. I only got to like shoot it in the hideout for a few times or in
Yeah, I don't
practice
really know.
range.
I picked one of those up yesterday. I haven't actually used it yet. I found one in raid, so yeah, I might have to have a look at it in the range as well. Yeah, I don't really know. It seems like some of them do. It's like it's not even like it's like smoke, isn't it? It's like a sort of smoke trail kind of thing when they shoot.
Well, I don't know. Some of them I feel like. I mean, there's definitely smoke, but there's definitely like a bolt, a flash, a stream
You
of
think?
light that goes out. The tracer aspect. But I don't know. It's
Maybe.
it's hard to say.
Yeah, I've not really been paying too much attention. I'll have to have a look at it. Yeah, the Osprey. What does that do? 45.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite good.
It is. I think the only thing that's weird about it. So because I was having to look at it because I got one off that guy I told you about way earlier. And have you been in the practice range yet? By the way.
A little bit. I've been in
Oh,
once or
okay.
twice.
It's kind of nice because they got some stuff for you to play around. But anyways, I was testing it out and I went ahead and maxed it. Or no, I think they had it maxed. Yeah, they already had it maxed. So I had like fire rate or whatever. But because it's still bolt action,
Hmm.
you get the like cock egg shot. So like you have to bring up the scope, and the scope like transitions the camera into first person. So there's kind of like this weird thing that happens with the crosshair and the scope misalignment. And then you shoot, and then you have to like auto un ADSs or like removes the scope, and then you
Okay.
cock it back, and then you have to re-scope in. So I don't know the that aspect makes me not. I don't know. I'm not sure how good it is because you
Hmm.
constantly have to like reacquire your target every time with the scope. You can't just like stay in the scope and cock it. I don't know. I don't know if it'll
Yeah.
be any good.
Maybe maybe it's very purposeful though, because I think,
Yeah,
as far as I'm aware, I think it's the only gun with an optic.
probably.
I think.
Yeah.
Not that I was thinking about this. It was very strange when I first played, and then I was like, actually, it doesn't really matter because, like, the reason why you want an optic in a first-person shooter game is really to avoid iron sights, because on iron sights you can't see
Hmm.
through the. That's why you want it, because you
Yeah.
get full sight picture of somebody.
Yeah.
If they suddenly like dark or drop down or whatever, they don't disappear into the weapons. You don't. That's kind of why like red dots and whatever are good. But in a third-person game, you actually don't have that problem
Hmm.
because the reticle's already floating,
Yeah.
so you can see them no matter what. So there's actually no advantage really having one, unless you're doing something zoomed. But and again, this feeds into the feel of the game because everyone's using irons at all times. Like, yeah, there's a bit of a zoom kind of thing,
Hmm.
but you've not got like scopes everywhere on these
Yeah.
things. It's like one specialist weapon. If you really want to do the sniping thing, like, yeah, you can bring in this like special gun. It does that one particular thing. You can't just like
Yeah.
take that scope and put it on like a rattler or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
very locked down in that respect, like very purposeful to make the fights feel more deliberate
Hmm.
and less kind of crazy. So it's interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna have to see. I haven't really found too many uses for it yet. But I mean, I can imagine it is worth, if it's in a group, it actually may well be worth having somebody with one if you have the possibility to make them, because that would give you a huge power spike against other teams at a distance. Like, it's very hard to take people down long range otherwise, and like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
get those little sniper shots on. But so that's the thing. It's like, well, yeah, but you have to unscope every time and then
Yeah.
every time. So maybe that's the balancing act. It's not just like, oh, you have one, you just win at
Exactly.
range. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
there's something else to it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. It's
Yep.
so cool. Just on a complete on a like side tangent though, I love the animations for the characters using the weapons. Somebody asked in chat actually
Mm.
previously, Malphaz, saying like, any thoughts why the game uses third person instead of first? And like, I wrote in chat, but like, I do genuinely think it's for the cinematic experience. It's what you said before, like, it's an extraction adventure game. Like, they want you to see your character doing the stuff, and even the way that the characters like run around, like hold the weapons. It's almost like It's almost kind of like World War One, like carrying carry the weapon kind of from the top. There's something about it. It's just like the aesthetic of the whole thing. It's just like it's very interesting. Carrying the Pharaoh, like like the old sort of the old rifles from like the 40s. It's just like it's just very cool. It gives you that like intangible feeling of just the world is your player's actually there, your character's actually there in the world. Like they exist, they're like proper part of the world. The weapon they're using is like carrying around and like firing it. It's very satisfying. I just find the whole thing satisfying. I could run around and shoot bots, for a while at the moment. I mean, we're still early days. Still very early days. It's how many hours have I played? How many have you played? I've played 21 now. Not quite as many as I wanted to, but
19.2.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm still enjoying it a lot. There's still a lot of scope to go. Like, I feel like I'm only just moving up from. I feel like there's maybe like 4 tiers, roughly, just seeing what other people have done and things in the other tests. It's like I'm only really moving away from the first tier of guns to the second tier, maybe, and like moving up to medium shields and that kind of thing now. Then after that, there's like the high end guns, and then after that, there's like the arc hunting kind of kits. So like I'm nowhere near that, nowhere near fighting the Queen or anything. It's like starting to get to the point where killing the Rocketeers is sort of like a plausible goal for the medium term. Like we killed one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. That was fun
Together, which was pretty funny. And we found one of the wolf pack like homing missile grenade things. They're like purple grenade, and they are really good. It's like 12 little mini homing missiles, and they blow up only on arc. They're really good against arc. But like through that, obviously it didn't kill the Rocketeer because they got like tons of health. So we spent the rest of the time like running around shooting it with the Pharaoh until it died. Like managed to stand on top of me and get us both rocketed at the same time, which is like hilarious. But we figured it out, didn't we? It was good. It was good in the end.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was a good experience.
So yeah, I think like that's kind of the next part for me. It's like trying to figure out how to do that. It's like how do we kill? Like I've not even fought a Bastion yet. I can hear them across the map on the Buried City one. Just like I'm just like I want to go nowhere near that thing. That sounds absolutely insane.
Yeah. The
same with the Leaper.
The Bastion variant, the Bombarders, I think they're called. Those things are wild. Because they're like completely new to me, anyways. And like, yeah, I was playing Space City at a time, and because they got the little like spotters, I think they're called. And when those things like
they look like snitches, aren't they? But they're like their own little thing.
Yeah, but they like instantly spot you, I think, because I was basically in like a little bunker and watching the extract because I was trying to like gauge. It was like this extract, and then there was another one across the map. I'm like, well, can I take this extract? And it was like down to the last couple minutes, and someone was getting hit by because the actual bombarder was right next to me, but the spotter units were like kind of further out, and so the thing's just like firing off, and rockets are like raining down on this poor player. I'm just like sitting here watching this unfold before me. It's a cool experience. But yeah, those things are wild.
I've not even seen one in raid as of yet.
They're basically just white. I think they're like the same thing as the other ones, the Bastions, but they're just
Bastion.
white.
They're the same model.
I think so.
Like, can you run right up to it? Like, does it have a defensive weapon, close range?
I do not want to find out personally.
Yeah,
I've already died once
to
to the Bastion. Intrigued. Like it sees you, and like those miniguns start spinning up, and like I mean, you have like 0.5 seconds TTK before you're just like dead and down. So like, yeah, the Bastion is not. You are not the main protagonist in this video game. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I've seen them wandering about, and I've just kind of got out of its way. Really, the Leapers, I feel a bit more. You can like pick its legs off and stuff. This doesn't have any shooties, so they're scary, but they kind of have a weird ragdoll thing to them, don't they? With the legs like going through the air.
There's a clip I saw where someone's like, a good like 100 meters away, and they take a pop shot with their Ferrero at the Bastion, and then suddenly just like leaps in the air, and it's like,
you mean the Leaper, sorry?
Yeah. Sorry, the Leaper, and then it starts like air, like double jumping and triple jumping in air, and it's like the guy's just standing there like slowly looking up, and he's like, oh shit, he starts running, and the thing's like about to collapse on him. It's like the thing like literally leaped in the air multiple times to his location. It was crazy.
Yeah, Like the AI is actually amazing. Actually, you reminded me of another clip I saw about the bombardier, and somebody was behind. It was quite like a clip that went around quite a bit the other day, and someone was like behind like a railing fence or something, and they were getting shot like low projectile from the bombardier, and it was like coming in and just going bang 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 on the outside, and it's like, oh, like it's not hitting. So like it repositions, like moves forwards, points it all the way up, and like lobs it right over the top. And they were just like, "Oh my god, god!" It's like, you know, adapted to, rather than just like sitting there, just like constantly shooting you, over and over and over, being like really dumb. It's like, God, okay, this isn't working, so we'll like do something else. Which is like really really clever. I think the way that the AI is coded is really cool. Like the fact that I don't think live it's like this, but you know the all the movement mechanics was all done using reinforcement learning. So the spider bots like learned how to walk themselves. They never programmed it in, so they taught themselves how to walk. So that's, you know, when you shoot off the legs, they like compensate for it, and like it looks like really realistic. It's like a really really neat way of doing it.
Yeah.
So like the way that they've coded the AI is just like very smart in general. I'm not sure which bits of it are like machine learning, which bits aren't, and which bits are just like regular AI coding. I don't know, but it feels good. And they, you know, even the little, you know, wasp ones, they'll like duck down behind stuff and then like pop out, like try and shoot at you that way. Like they're really neat. And again, shooting out of rotor as well, and they're like like trying to restabilize, and sometimes they can't, and they like smash into stuff, and it's just the physics is great, and like watching them try to like rewrite when they've only got 3 rotors is like really really cool.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. So it'll come back to you. 30-hour game or 300-hour game or 3,000-hour game? What do you think? Because 30-hour, 300-hour, like we're basically at 30 already. Between the two of us, kind of thing. It's like, you know, I'm still gonna be playing. I think this is at least 100 for me.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I mean, what do you think?
I mean, you know, it's a bit of like it is like an engagement bait topic, but I don't know. I think it's a game where like it's worth buying because you're gonna get a unique experience out of it that's like approachable for a lot of people, whether you're on console, you know, PC, whatever. Like it has something unique to offer, and the studio is like they're definitely in it. They've already like, you know, as I said last week, they have the finals, which is their other live service game. They have experience in that. This is like their second, and then they're already thinking about a third game. It may not be live service, but you know they're already thinking about it. So like, and the studio, like the finals, great game. You know, it's kind of reminiscent of like an older generation of video gaming era, but like it has its place within the space and it can exist. People like it, and here we are with their second game, and it's already doing very well. And I think they're gonna like continue to with the pace of the game and keep it updated and provide content and new experiences. So I feel like for me, it's gonna personally, it's like the real answer to my statement is it is what you want to get out of it type of thing. You know, this could be like a 3,000-hour game, could be like a 30-hour game, could be a 30-minute game. You know, play your first raid, you're like, man, this game's garbage. But like for me personally, I could see myself playing this on and off like every I don't know, bi yearly, bi quarterly, wait, quarterly, annually. You know what I mean? Like play it for, you know, a month, take a 2-month break, come back. Oh, they got these new updates, new features. I remember this. Yeah, let's go and play this. You know, come back, maybe do a wipe my account. You know, it's like I think there's just a lot there. Like the experience. I love interacting with the AI. I love looting, minus the blueprints aspect. And I don't know, just like the game. It's a good game.
Yeah, I think it's good. I had some people in my chat just saying things along like the sort of thought of, you know, yeah, it's great now, but like, oh, but what happens when it's all like figured out? Like the game's just gonna become really boring. Like all the other extraction shooters are gonna be met away. And I was just kind of like, well, maybe, sure, but like, why would you like not? Why would you not want to engage with it now while it's in its fresh state? Like, you know, even if you play, if you buy it now and then you play like 50 hours or whatever, and then it becomes like figured out and then it's boring, Well, I would still consider that a win, right? Like you
Yeah.
paid, I don't know how much it is, like £40 or something, and then you got like 50 hours, 100 hours of entertainment out of it, and then you put it down and play something else. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you don't just because you buy it doesn't mean you have to play it for all eternity. You know,
Yeah.
if you get
Yeah.
your content out of it, then that's fine. If you get more than like 20, 30, 40 hours out of it, you could probably justify paying for it. Obviously, everyone's situation is different, but I
Yeah.
think there's enough there to get your teeth into if you like the kind of game that it is. So they'll be put off by like the potential future, meta slave spoiled game, whatever. And I'm just happy with the roadmap thing they put out already, saying like we're adding this and we're adding this new map and there's new archetypes coming, and it seems like there's enough interesting stuff on the horizon that they're going to keep tweaking things and adding new stuff, and the pace of development seems to be pretty good. So that makes me feel like it's probably going to be at least 100 hours, whatever. I mean, once you've kind of completed all the stuff, like you've taken down the queen a couple of times, with the endgame gear, you can craft the endgame stuff. After that, then that's probably where I'll start to think like, oh, no, maybe I'll slow down a bit and like, as you say, wait for the next season and
Hmm.
see what comes, or maybe just focus on the expedition and then
Yeah.
do a wipe when like wipe myself when the new content comes and start again, like play it through, maybe. But we'll have to see. I mean, I don't know. There's enough in there, and I like the way that the wipe works, with it's being self
Selective.
chosen as to when it happens.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then that'll delete all your blueprints. So next time it'll be different again. You'll have to play with different guns next time, and it's interesting. So we'll see. But I mean, for now, I'm like really enjoying it. I think it's great.
Yeah,
I
for
think there's
sure.
actually like because I've got like two minds as well. There's like me as a personal gamer, and like I really want to play this game, and then there's the other mind, which is like the content creator side, which it's like there's actually a lot to make. I think there's enough overlap of various things. You can. This is kind of what I wanted Marathon to look like, and it's what I've wanted other games to look like in many ways. Is that between like the augment, which kind of defines your kit, and then the
Mm.
skill tree, which gives you extra things, and
Yeah.
then the various bits and pieces of other equipment that you're making, like suppressors and all the utility and everything else.
Hmm.
You can like craft like you can like theory craft builds like quite easily in this game without it having to be like a hero shooter. You're like in control of what you bring and what you do, and
Yeah.
there's enough
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we've just started unlocking some of the higher augments, and it's like they've got those interesting abilities, like the looting one. You get 2 secure containers, and then if you get shot and your shield goes down, like you get an immediate smoke on you,
Hmm.
so you can escape. So it's like little rat tech kind of augment. But then you've got other one, which is like the combat ones, which give you, your shield gets broken, gives you a free roll and stuff. There's like
Hmm.
the better tactical ones. It's certainly cool. I think speaking of actually, I didn't go and check. There was another one. I'll open up the game in the background. But there was another one that I actually unlocked. I think it was another blueprint. Sorry, there's a blueprint for one of like the high end. I think it was the level 3 combat augment. I don't think you could
Mm.
make it. I couldn't see it, so I haven't actually seen it yet. And I've only just remembered that I saw this thing. I didn't actually check it out fully, so I'll open that up. Remind me of what that was.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's a little bit there. But it definitely is like it's one of those things where I feel like everyone's gonna have their own preferences, and I think that's totally cool. Like you can, like for example, I really don't prioritize zip lines a lot, but that's probably because I don't play a lot of them. Like if I'm playing that Blue Gate City, like the zip lines feel kind of
Mm,
weird there, because it's just like a lot of
true.
rolling plains and like underground stuff. Like if I play Bury City a
Yeah.
lot, zip lines probably feel very good there. She got a lot of buildings, verticality. Space City definitely. Um, but like smoke grenades, I don't really prioritize, but I'm sure some people do. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of it. I've even thought about like, would it be worth bringing in like just raw materials so you could like craft things? Like maybe bring in like, I don't know, 20 chemicals and some fabric, and then like if that way you have like some base components at the beginning, so you could craft something in. You know what I mean? Like a jack of all trades type of build. It's like, oh, what do I need for this
Yeah, maybe.
situation? Craft impact grenades, craft flamethrower, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd need to see because I can't remember what the recipes are for these things
Yeah.
half the time. Um, Here it is. Yeah, so the Combat Mark III in brackets flanking is what it's called.
Hmm.
So I was intrigued.
Oh, this is
It's
this is even more
this is
more
an
unique.
augment.
This is not.
Yeah.
This isn't a tactical. This isn't a combat.
Well, it's Combat Mark III flanking, so
What is
specifically. So it's like
flanking?
maybe
It's
Well,
like
I
a
don't really. I think
variant.
it says. Well, it says a combat augment more focused on maneuverability than absorbing damage. So there might be multiple versions of the Combat Mark III.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe like a flanking one, like an assault one. I don't know. So you need like, I can't make it yet because you need the level 3 station, but you need 3 processors and 2 advanced electrical components. What it does is stowed or unequipped pistols and hand cannons are 33% faster to equip.
Oh, okay. So you could switch them 30% faster is what I'm assuming.
I guess, yeah.
Huh.
Which is kind of interesting. You can only wear a light shield with it.
That is interesting.
So it's kind of, yeah, it's pretty funny the way that these work.
Yeah.
It's I think there's a lot of scope in that,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I've not used any of the level 2 ones yet. I really should, actually, because they're not that bad. It's like 2 electrical components, 3 magnets. Like I've got a couple of magnets, so
Mm-hmm.
you've got, because you've got like looting Mark 2, which is the throws the ticks off after a second, but you have the 2 secure containers and the 3 valuable pockets. Not that I haven't actually seen what that looks like yet, but you have like these extra extra pockets for various things. Like the tactical one seems to have like a tactical slot, as
Yeah.
opposed to just like the 5 quick slots. It's got like some other slot to it, and then the combat one has got like a grenade slot.
Mm.
So maybe you can like quick. I don't
I
really.
did.
I'm not sure what that does. I need to have a look. Have you tried it?
I did use it. Yeah. It is as it sounds. It's like it's separate. Like within the UI, it's a separate slot, but when you actually press like your quick, your like weapon wheel or your grenade
Mm,
wheel, it's just there, like just at the bottom, or the next circle, the next section within its. You know what I mean?
maybe, yeah. There's its own like bit within the wheel.
Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, it's not its own bit. It's just like the next one within the line of the circles.
Okay, okay. I wonder why they don't just add. Oh, I guess it's specifically for grenades. You can't put that's the thing, because
Yeah.
the tactical device thing, you can put anything in there. You can put grenades, you can put utility, you
Well,
can put whatever. Whereas
no.
like for the grenade pouch, you can only put a grenade in there. It's still part of the wheel, but only a grenade will fit in that hole.
Yeah. Whereas like the tactical one, it's like you can put zip lines. You can put
Yeah,
I think
anything
you
really,
could put
any of
some
those
deployables.
throwable.
Anything that's deployable, actually. So like trigger
Yeah.
mines, which is interesting.
Yeah, so the
But
tactical one has got like 1 extra slot just for some kind of utility,
yeah,
and then the looting one has got like 3 special slots just for like valuable loot.
yeah. Which I will say, the looting one's pretty good. If you go to like any apartment building,
Hmm.
like I usually come out kind of thick with. But it's interesting because I'm only getting money. And like, what does money
Yes.
really get you? It's like, well, I guess I could buy anvils, but like, I have so many stuff to craft with. Like, I just want to
I've just
craft
been
them,
upgrading my stash like crazy. It's the only thing that money's really useful for.
which
The
is
next one
funny
cost
of
me
itself.
130k. I've been going that
Oh
hard on
my
the stash
god,
upgrades. I'm currently at 232 slots because I'm just like
that's a
spending
lot.
money on stash. But yeah,
Yeah.
130 grand. I've bankrupted myself, so I've only got 6k. So I've got to build back up again to get the next set, which is pretty funny. But yeah, some of these like are pretty cool. This is the one I was talking about before, the looting Mark III cautious in brackets.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one that you get by default within the thing. You don't need a blueprint for this, but it's you need the level 3 station. The looting augment that swaps some carry capacity for survivability, because I think the looting Mark 2 is 22. Yeah, because it goes from 18 to 22, and then this is only 24, so there's only 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
You have a bit more weight, but this is the one that upon shield break automatically administers a weak adrenaline shot. You
Yeah.
get all your stamina back if you get your shield broken, which is like kind of useful.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where was the one? Oh yeah, this one's cool. The tactical Mark 2 is the good. That was the shield break deploys a small smoke grenade. I think that one's awesome, actually.
Yeah. I saw a
Smoke
clip of
grenade on shield
someone.
break, like that's sick.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah.
better than adrenaline, in my opinion, in some ways.
In some ways, yeah. 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 Depends on situation. Like yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Because I noticed too, the smokes tend to work against arc within
Mm.
reason. Um.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's hard to say which one might be. I guess it just depends on situation.
yeah, they're quite good. I'm still trying to figure out on the skill tree like which way to go. I've got the basic crafting. I've got mostly mobility. I think just like more
Yeah.
stamina. Just seems kind of the thing to do. I wish that the skill tree. I do wish the skill tree was like resettable and
Mm-hmm.
like maybe slightly more powerful, but with some downsides. kind of thing. So it's like, you get more stamina, but you have less like base HP maybe, or so things like that where you're like making trade-offs. Then you can really like build craft and go, oh well, I'm going to take the augment where I'm not going to get shot. It's got the smoke grenade if I get hit,
I know what you mean.
with my shield breaks, but I'm going to go for like max stamina and like none of the other stuff. I feel like that would be really nice. I mean, it's fine as it is. I don't mind.
Yeah.
But it feels like a bit annoying that it's like fixed for a start. So, like, I wish I could just like try stuff and then like pull all the points and then try it again. Pull
I
all the
get you.
points, go into survival for this map, or pull the points. Then you could like save different builds even because like a dark side
you're
is
going really deep.
yeah. So you
Yeah.
like saved it. So you go like, okay, well, I'm going to be going to this map. It's got the security lockers, so I'm going to skill into that for this map, and then I'm going to go into the mobility for this one because I'm going to be using zip lines on this map, or Blue Gate. I'm going to go all slide because I'm just going to
Yeah.
slide down the whole mountain like a big ski slope.
I was just saying, I hear
that.
you. Totally valid. I don't think it's that type of game though, but I totally know what you're saying. I vibe with it.
Yeah. But even without that, I think there's still enough to
Yeah.
enough to get going with. I mean, the fact that you can reset your character, it was seemingly, I don't know how hard these trial or the expedition is. I'm level 19. I'm like 2000 XP away from level 20, so I'll hopefully be able to unlock the project. So it unlocks level 20, you can start like putting stuff in there. So I guess I'll start doing that as soon as I'm level 20, and we'll see where it goes. Because once you do that in 8 weeks' time, well, then you can just reset your character and you start the skill tree again. So maybe that's the idea behind the mechanic. Now, the skills are sort of permanent-ish, but if you want to try it again, well, you just do it next time if you leave with the expedition. Yeah, we'll see. It's interesting. There's a weird thing. Have you looked at the trials very much, by the way? Oh, so I'll let you say what you were going to say first before we talk about that.
I was just gonna say I would like to try a very build heavy structure. I don't think we've had that yet. I'm kind of hoping Marathon will be that, but we'll see. One where like you can really craft some crazy builds, but maybe that would be a bad experience because you have to spend like spend all this time theory crafting, go into rain, die instantly. I was like, well, I don't know.
I don't have any more of those modules, so that was the one time I get to try it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, I got to try that build. That was fun. No, the trials I did. So I'm not really like a leaderboard type of person. Like I just don't care about that stuff a lot of times. But I did have a look because I saw Pistelli mention it, and so I think how it works. Right if I'm wrong, but because you get once you unlock it, you need to be level 15. You unlock it, and it's basically like very PVE focused leaderboards, which I like as well. Like I was kind of worried, anytime I hear like ranks and leaderboards in my extraction shooters, I like cringe a little bit. Like guys, it's not really about like but how they're doing it is like you're basically put into a pool of 100 other players, and you're competing with those other 100 players and these statistics. And as you climb up, you get rewards based off that, which I don't know. I think that's really cool. Like you're not actually playing like a global leaderboard. You're within your own pool. I don't know. It's a very unique and clever way of doing it because it's basically free progression. Like you can chase it if you want to. And the rewards seemingly like there's cosmetic rewards, but there's also like in-game rewards, actual like loot stuff. So I don't know. It's a very cool way of doing it. Like it's another retention tool that they've added to the game. I think it's very clever.
Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure about it at first. I was like, oh, this is like, I don't really know what this is supposed to be. But yeah, it's just like some extra stuff you can do, like stretch goals in raids. Like it gives you sort of a purpose in raid as well if you're done with the quests. So you just play, but I'm going for this, I'm going for that because I'm getting points towards like the leaderboard.
Yeah.
So quite nice to have something. It's a bit like a really long version of the daily quest that doesn't finish. It's quite clever when you think about it from a retention perspective. It's quite clever.
And it changes too. I think weekly or something. So it really is kind of like
it's just changed actually. The first set is just finished, and the new set come in now.
Yeah. And you get like 2x points if there's a modifier on the map, like night raid or lightning or something. So there's a lot of interesting things there to mess about with.
Yeah, do you just build points into it, or is it like per raid? It just builds up over time, right? As you play each raid.
I haven't looked at it a lot. I looked at it a little bit.
I'm not 100% sure either.
Because I saw I got rookie rank. I was like, wow. Rookie rank for hitting ticks or something. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. Same here, actually.
That's cool. Anything else before we wrap up?
Don't think so at this point. Just gonna keep plowing on. You know, as I said, I've got this kind of timeline, this countdown timer. I've got 10 days until D-Day. You know, the ground zero of EFT coming in. So I'm just
Literal
like,
ground
yeah,
zero.
how much can I get in? You know, stuck into this because I would quite like to make content for this. It's a shame that it didn't come out like maybe
A
2
little
weeks
bit
ago.
further. Yeah.
A little bit further away because
For
it's only,
sure.
you know, I'm only gonna be able to make like 2 or 3 videos, really, like
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Like I could make a load of throwaway stuff, but you know, I want to make things that are like actually impactful. So, you know, I have to like do a bit of research and really think about it and go like, okay, what would people really like to find out? Like, what's new? How do I
Mm-hmm.
bring together the information? You know, miasma that's out there at the moment. It's just like chaos. You know, trying to figure out what's what. You know, how do we bring that together and show people something that they've not seen, or they wouldn't naturally be able to do that just on their own, just by playing. So, you know, there'll be like a couple of thoughtful videos, but yeah, there must be straight to 1.0. But I would like to keep Arc in the mix actually, because I feel like
Yeah.
with all the mechanics, like my kind of game in many ways, and it lends itself quite well to content because of all of the stuff that's in there and the fact that they're going to have constant updates as well. So, yeah, it's good. I just want to keep playing, and I do actually have like IRL friends who may play this, which is not the case for EFT,
Yeah.
which is nice. You know, just like chill with the boys and
Yeah.
play a few games. It's easy to get into. The free kits are great. You press button and not too many
Yeah.
stakes, but
Yeah. That's the
the raid
thing.
stories are better. Right? It feels, you know, it feels nice to extract and just get out and just do the raid. It feels good. I think Clean put a post up just being like, you know, they basically just like nailed the gameplay loop. Like it just feels fun to just go
Yeah.
in, play the raid, and extract. Outside of all the other stuff, you know, the other stuff is great. The progression's great. The economy's cool, like quests and whatever
Mm-hmm.
else. But just like you could just go in and play, and it just feels good. It's a bit like the Helldivers experience. You could just go in, you just play the game, you just play it out as it is, do some stuff, kill some bots, loot some probes, you know, whatever it might be. You get to the extracts, you know, you'll have a story along the way somewhere. It's just like it's a really good game loop,
Yeah.
just in and of itself, without anything else. It's nice. It's good. So yeah, keep it up.
10 out of 10. Probably, we'll see. Maybe game of the year. Who knows? Keeps up.
Who knows? Very good so far, though. Very good so far.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, we'll conclude. I think we'll probably be doing a similar time. I mean, what do you want to do for next week? You want to like maybe hold off a little bit and meet back up after 1.0?
I don't really know. Let's think. Let's see what happens. Maybe we do like another arc cast or something in a week or whatever, and then
Okay.
we'll play it by ear. And then because then after that, I don't even know actually. I mean, Mondays actually almost works better because of the fact that, you know, it'll be a week before. Then we'll
Right.
have Tarkov 1.0 on 15th, and then on the 17th we could link up like 2 days later. Be
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, this is the debrief of the full thing. Maybe that would work better. Monday's actually working better right now. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Well,
Let's see.
to be determined. See you all soon. Soon.
Soon TM.